Shane and Ryland are moving to have their twins.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, wait, yeah, they're moving.
When they're pregnant?
They're
I didn't know.
Wait.
I mean, you know what I mean? No, wait, what? Welcome back. 'Tis the season of Trish.
Sorry.
Wait, what happened?
I just wasn't expecting 'tis the season.
'Tis the season.
Tis the season.
To be hot like me. Only the real ones know that reference. You know that reference?
Is it Hot Girl Christmas?
Wow.
See, I'm a fishy.
Oh my God, I know. Another flex here. I just did a magazine cover and they did a little interview in Polyester magazine. I was talking about you and I was like, you have a co-host? What? Yes. And I was like, yeah, of course I have a co-host. I'm like, Oscar. I'm like, he's just supported me through everything, every cancellation. You don't care if I got canceled. You're like, I'm ready to interview you. Like you've always been there. And then I was like, he's basically like not just a host. I mean, he's our producer, he's our editor. He's like the only other team member of Just Trish. Yeah. So Polyester zine is out now. You can order it. There's physical copies. It's weird. This is a British magazine too. And like British people or British, publications, they like print. And I think that's like such a lost art form here.
Yeah.
Like, you know, as much as I love like all these other like magazines online, which are great, it's like I like a print copy. You know what I mean?
I love a print copy too.
Yeah, to like hold it. And theirs are really cool. Theirs are like little booklets. They've had like really big people on their covers and stuff like that. And they're like little booklets. I'm like the end of the year recap, so you get all the 2023 highlights. Yes, this cover just came out today, but by the time you're seeing it was yesterday. It was so fancy. It was like they did set design. Like they built sets for me. They had a stylist. They hired their own. You know, usually I have my own hair and makeup people, but they hired hair and makeup people, which was like super fun because it was something different. The stylist, like you'll see they credit it on their website too. Like the interview, they'll be like in a fur coat by Tom Ford.
Oh my God.
Miu Miu shoes. Oh man, everything was just so designer and fancy.
Cover girl.
I know, cover girl. I was very excited about it. I have another magazine shoot next week.
Oh my God.
I'm saying yes to everything. I don't know where this came from. I have no idea. I never paid for PR. That's my flex. I've never paid for PR, and it's fine if you do.
I have to say, like, I can validate it because every time I've reached out, I remember like those first few interviews, I would like craft such a professional email, and then you'd be like, Oscar! Exclamation, 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 OMG, yes! And that was the whole email. And I was like,
it's just me. It's literally just me answering the emails.
It always cracked me up.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like I never, even with the pregnancy thing last week, I literally like, you know, you just never know if people are going to care. Like we do photo shoots for like Instagram or whatever like that. You just never know if people are going to care. And like the fact that it almost has it has 750,000 like likes. And like, that's crazy because usually I get like 50,000 likes and not that it's about the likes, but just seeing like people and like all these people like articles written about it. It's just like so, I think Page 6 had one. I was like, it's so bizarre to me that one, people care, but two, it's like, I don't know. It's just so random. It's just so random to me.
I know, even my work, everyone was like, Oscar, why didn't you like give us a heads up? Like, why wasn't this like an ET exclusive? And I was like, I didn't think anyone...
Not an ET exclusive.
I was like, oh, I didn't know it was so, but yeah, they wrote it up and everything. I was like, let me get some photos cleared. Like,
yeah, you texted me. You're like, they're using these, and they are awful. Is it because it's like
Getty images.
Okay, there's like one Getty image of me, maybe two.
There's two. One is really, really old.
Yeah, from Times Square with like thin lips. I always see that one, and then the other one's like Celebrity Big Brother. I'm just like, like, and that's why I spray tan today. I did a little spray tan because like Celebrity Big Brother 2, I had no tan. Last week I gotta just tan a little bit, and that Celebrity Big Brother one is horrendous. That's such a scary photo, and you're like, they're using that one. Can we use one from Instagram? I'm like, please. That's why
I had to intervene. I was like, oh no, because ET for us, they have a rule where they don't use like photographers' photos because it's like a whole clearance issue. But I'm like, this one, I have the direct plug. Like, let me clear this. Yeah.
It is interesting. So I use like this family photographer who I don't think she doesn't really do like high fashion. She does like family photos, and she got so many emails from publications asking to clear it, which is like so funny because I thought Instagram's like public domain. You can just use Instagram photos.
There's all these like rules and stipulations. Like a lot of people, especially with like photographers, like a lot of outlets will get sued if they use like wedding photos specifically. That happens all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Because like Paris Hilton, for example, will post her wedding photos that a photographer, took her photos. But say if like Us Weekly just took them and posted them and like put them in a video or something, or put them in an article, they could get sued for it, or even reposting it if like Us Weekly reposted it. Yeah.
Oh,
without
that's
permission.
weird. Can I say wedding photographers are kind of possessive over these photos. They said that we didn't even own the rights to the photos, even though we paid $30,000 for one day of photos. They're like, you don't own these pictures. Basically, we asked, can we get one picture for Instagram? They're like, well, that's extra. Like, you just hire us to take the photos. You don't own the photos. We can't just give you photos. I'm like, I paid $30,000 for you to just take pictures and not give us photos?
Oh my God.
And then they were like, and every time we post a photo, every time, like we're a publication, you have to credit us in a certain way and you have to do a certain thing. And we were like, no, we own the photos. We paid
That's
you
why
to...
we paid you to... Yeah.
This is the day after the wedding, and we're going back and forward with them in emails and text and phone calls, and she was so upset, and we were like...
Because we asked them specifically, like, can we have one, like, the next day? Like, we want to post right away. And they're like, yeah. And then their excuse was like, well, with celebrities, we don't... What did they say? We don't let you have the photos.
Yeah,
like,
and I was like, wait, why are we singled out? Like, we're the same contract, same people, we paid you, we own the photos. That's the... it's like you... hire catering and you can't eat the food.
Tea.
Yeah, it was wild because it already was out of our budget. Like we booked this anyways, you guys know this wedding was ever. That was probably like at the beginning a third of our budget. And I was like, it's like, okay, well, there'll be good photos, whatever. Then we tried to order a wedding album and it took like 2 years. And eventually I was like, can you cancel it? He's like, no, next month. And I was just like, no, it's been 2 years since the wedding. Like we need this album. Anyways, we never did get a wedding album, which is like so sad. Our anniversary is coming up and we have no wedding album. And the wedding album was like $6,000. I was like, what? It's
That's why
crazy.
I was like, okay, it's one thing if we paid $600, but for $6,000, you need to come through.
So for $30,000, you didn't get one print, you didn't get a photo album, you got nothing. In fact, they weren't even going to let us. They were literally holding the photo hostage until like Moses had to like call them. Like it was at our brunch the next day and just...
Yeah, because if I call you, you're in trouble.
He
called and I was just like, look, this is the deal right now. And he was like, okay, I'll release the photos immediately.
Yeah, it was very weird. It was weird. They were nice. The photos are beautiful, but I think in general, the wedding industry is kind of a scam. Like they kind of just scam you. Like, and I say scam lightly. Okay, don't sue me. It's not saying like scam, but it's
finding
it's
like
overpriced.
little loopholes to like overcharge and like get as much as they.
And even without they just overcharge.
Yeah.
There's no and then there's this emotional blackmail.
They were trying to get us to have like a $50,000 iceberg like behind us as we were getting married. Like, because I wanted Winter Wonderland, which it was not giving Winter Wonderland. It was giving very much press conference, like bright lights, whatever. But thanks to our guests, they were in all white, which was great. So it made it Winter Wonderland. But she was trying to get us this iceberg, which I wanted like a waterfall or something behind us. So she's like, here's a block of ice for $50,000. It was... Anyways, I don't like to even talk about it. It really makes me upset. Like, I feel like it summons bad energy, so we're moving on from that. But, shout out to everyone who cared about us being pregnant. It's so bizarre. Like, I know, like, our people the people who watched it, I knew you guys would be excited, but it's so crazy. I don't know, because I know you can, like, pay for PR. And again, not knocking it. Like, I know people pay for PR to be out there. I think that's how, like, people get on, like, even the Tonight Show. I mean, obviously, if you're a big celebrity, but I see people, like, randomly, like, with podcasts go on Jimmy Fallon. I'm like, how did they get that? And they're like, oh, they have a PR company, which maybe we should do so I can get on Jimmy Fallon. I don't know, but... just the fact that I've never paid for it, I was just like, wow, this is so cool. And even all these magazines, I don't know where this came from, but I get a magazine offer, like big ones. Like next week is a big one. They had like, I won't say who's on the cover, but like A-list people on the cover. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is so random. I don't know where my name got on the list all of a sudden. Yeah, I'm only going to go up to the polyester level now because they did stylist, they did hair and makeup, they did crafty. Like I was
crafty
wearing.
too.
Yeah, the crafty was
God.
everything. The sets were beautiful, the hair and makeup. I got to keep some of the outfits. Like it was great. It was all designer. I've never been styled for a magazine shoot. So it was really fun. Check it out. It was really cool. Jordan Firstman, he's an Instagram, like kind of Instagram famous. He has like a movie out with Robert Pattinson. I think that was my Robert Pattinson connection earlier. Yeah, he did like an interview with him too, and they were like in a. Robert Pattinson produced a movie or something. I don't know, but Jordan was really cool. He came to our house, interviewed me, and yeah, he was like a fan too, which I'm always just like, oh, this is so bizarre. Like, I don't know. You just never know. I've seen him on so many things. He does like comedy skits. I don't know how to describe it. He's really funny. He's really great. And he's like in movies now and stuff like that. But he came to my house and did an interview and I had a lot of truffle fries before the interview and I kept burping so much. And I hate burps. So I kept covering my mouth with my shirt. I'm like, and they're truffle fries too. So I'm just like, I'm so sorry. He was so nice. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I don't know. We just got him from Capitol Grill and I just had all this truffle fry in me. And yeah, it was a really great day. It was a good experience. I love being a cover girl. So if you want to book me for your magazine, it's actually so fun. That shoot, I don't know why I was like kind of, I was dreading it because usually we shoot here, but this was like in Hollywood. And so I was kind of like dreading it because it was just far and Moses wasn't going to come with me because he was going to stay home with Malibu because just to be with her. So my mom came with me and I was like, oh man, it's going to be a long day. I don't have Moses with me. And it ended up being like the best shoot ever. They treated me like I was there was like 35 people on the crew and they treated me like I was an A-list celebrity.
Oh my God.
The stylist was Katy Perry stylist and she was like so nice and they just had thousands, I mean, hundreds of clothes, like maybe 50 pairs of shoes, all this jewelry. It was, I felt like a celebrity. I felt like such a celebrity. It was very cool. I'm always honored to do a magazine shoot, so I have another one coming up. I just keep saying yes. I try to keep it to like one a month, you know, not to like
oversaturate yourself. Yeah.
Well, they ask me, they're like, do you have any kind of, actually, and so each month I've had something come out. So I'm like, actually, I have nothing for November. But now I have one coming for December. It's a holiday shoot we're doing next week for magazines.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so cover girl.
Trishmas.
Next, I'll be GQ Man of the Year.
That's next year, 2024.
This is iconic. I mean, someone said this was very Trish coded, and I agree. This is very like emo Trish. Why do you think she's holding a bag of Cheetos?
I honestly would love to know the art direction of the shoe, because I don't really think Cheetos when I think Kim Kardashian.
No, do you think it's sponsored? Because it could have been any snack on there.
Maybe it's like the Sexy Jack and People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive. They have Jack in the Box, so maybe Cheetos.
It has to be, because no one thinks of Cheetos and Kim Kardashian.
It's like they specifically have it so you see the puffs, you see the logo in there. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And what did we do last night? We went and bought 2 bags of Cheeto Puffs. Right after we got this at Barnes & Noble, we went, Moses got 2 bags of it, and it did look really good. I was like, that looks really good. But I was like, they must have sponsored, which is kind of weird. Kim Kardashian and GQ being sponsored by Cheetos.
Well, with the right price, with the right amount of money.
Like, how
especially
much?
Kim.
Yeah, like how much is she getting paid to eat that Cheeto? I would do it for free. But she has a cool picture. She's very I like the masculine vibes they did on here. I just also am kind of confused, Gorge. Kind of confused why. Like, I get it before people are like, oh my God, you're so dumb. GQ Man of the Year, like, okay, she's the most powerful. She's more powerful than a man. She's more business savvy than a man. But why couldn't it just be GQ Person of the Year? Because as far as I know, she doesn't identify as male.
Yeah. Like, if it was Sexiest Man Alive and they put a woman in there, then it should just be like Sexiest Person Alive.
Yeah. And I feel like I don't know if there's a Woman of the Year award, but it's like Woman of the Year and it goes to like Pedro Pascal or something like that. You're kind of like, okay, well, he's not a woman, so it's taking away from the women.
Yeah.
I get the idea behind it. I just think it's a little weird. They should put someone like me on the cover, because I have identified as he, him. I do identify as he. I love he, him too. Not that anyone would look at me at he, him, but I do love it when I like go into my masculine energy. I like to be he, him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
2024, definitely. Like, we have to get you on the Man of the Year list.
I would love to be, because who else was on there? Jacob Elordi, Travis Scott, who are they? You know what I mean? I could be up there. I love it. I love that each week we just have a magazine segment. I love magazines. I'm telling you, I love going to the store and picking this up like so excitingly every Sunday night. I shouldn't say this because last night was like a meet and greet at Barnes & Noble.
Oh, really?
Every Sunday night we go to Barnes & Noble near us, and last night was an actual meet and greet. I think there was like 20 teenagers, and you could feel it when you walk in. I feel it. It's like, oh no. And so I like try to go into the corner. I was like, and not that I don't mind it, but it's just like, you know, I was sweating. We just came from a walk. I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And once they come up, it's fine. I'm happy to do it. But once one person comes up, then the whole Barnes & Noble cafe comes up. They were all really nice, but I was like, why are there so many teenagers here on a Sunday night? Now we'll have to change our day. Love meeting them, but especially my town's small. They're always very nice, actually. They're actually very nice. And then they'll like try to say hi to Malibu, and Malibu kind of does this new thing now where she's shy. She like freezes. She just like pretends like to not see anybody. And it is weird. It's weird. Even though she's only 14 months, like it is kind of weird. She kind of already knows, like when people are coming up, she's very like, what is happening? Which is like weird because she's like so little, but she kind of sees it and kind of doesn't know what's happening.
She understands. And it's so interesting for her, you know, just to see, because she feels like everyone in the world is our friend.
Oh.
Yeah, she waves to everyone.
She waves at everyone, says hi to everyone, and everyone says hi, always says hi to us. So she feels like that's normal.
You know what I found out though is Moses doesn't take pictures with people when he's by himself.
Really?
Isn't that interesting? I was like, wait, why? I didn't know why, but your answer was interesting.
If I'm by myself, people want to take a picture, and I'm like, no, because I don't want the picture out there of me with a girl.
Oh, that's smart.
Or like young girls too.
It immediately spins off as something, right? That it's not, by people that are trying to troll us.
That's smart.
And then when I'm with Malibu, obviously not, because it's Malibu. I don't want her to be in pictures of strangers.
Well, I think a really like key thing to that is like in general, I know like a lot of people a lot of guys put their hands up in pictures. Like they'll be like this, so they're not like touching the person. Because I know there's been incidents where like girls will say, oh, he touched my butt or whatever. So I think now guys I think everybody in general, I probably should too, is like kind of have your hands behind your back, because you just never know people, their comfortability. They could turn around and say it made them uncomfortable or something. So it is interesting. I didn't even think about that.
James Charles should pick up that strategy.
Does he? What is he? Does he? Oh, just in general.
I imagine he's probably like.
I know some people are very like, and and look, it's cute because like honestly, like I seen Matthew Lillard at like Comic-Con do like the prom poses with people, and it's like I love those kind of photos too. When when a celebrity does those kind of like extra poses, like you do feel so special. But you just you get those one people that just like turn it around 10 years later and be like, this made me uncomfortable, and I was only this and whatever, and like. Fine, but yeah, it's interesting. I thought that was...
Yeah, if somebody asked, I would say, like, if Trisha is here, we'll take a picture together, but not without her.
The weirdest thing, though, is, like, it's so funny. Sometimes people will be like, can I take a picture with you? Sometimes they ask for a picture with both of us, but sometimes they'll be like, can I take a picture with you? I say, yes. Like, Moses, you can be in it, too. So it's, like, one of those weird things where it's like, do you want him in it? Because he doesn't need to. He doesn't, like, want to be in this photo.
Care, yeah.
Yeah. And people are always a little funny and awkward.
I just stick my head in. Like...
I never do with Malibu just because I don't want her to feel like she's at a meet and greet. You know what I really don't mind, but it is a weird thing. It's just weird. We were talking about that the other day. It's kind of weird. Like I always envisioned myself to be famous, but I never thought of like your baby being famous. You know what I mean? And I don't like, and I like it because it's all like, it's nice. People are excited about her, but it does feel a little weird sometimes. Like I'd never put her in like photos because I'm like, I don't know. I don't want her to feel like she's at a meet and greet.
I think especially with her whole like birth story too, like that definitely added to it with like the Queen Elizabeth
oh my gosh.
situation.
Already it's happening. Everyone's like, King Charles, count your days. I'm like, no. It's like, I can't, the amount of like TikToks and tweets I see about that, I was like, oh my God, how did this become a thing? How did we become associated with the royal family? I have no idea, but it's so bizarre.
Well, we got to do a DNA test. You must have royal blood in you.
Oh,
maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, honestly, not even joking, I do feel like Malibu could be the reincarnation of the queen because she is so... What was she doing the other day where she's like royalty? Oh, she had that big shirt. Oh my God, we have to send you this video to put it as the B-roll. She had one of Moses' shirt on and it's like long and it's like this cape and she has her sunglasses on and she's just running around the bedroom just like with her cape and just like acting like she's the queen and she's just like waving. And also I was like, where did this come from? And she was just living her best life. It was so weird.
She'll dress herself like we were in her room and she points to something. What are you pointing to? She wanted her glasses. She has like this fancy sunglasses.
Oh my God.
So she puts them on and she holds her blankie.
Yeah.
And it's like a gown. And she just walks around with the blankie and I carry it so it's not on the floor. So basically, she's walking around with a blankie, and I'm like holding the royal.
You go with her train. Yeah, he goes with the train. I'll send you that one
and
in the
then
bathroom.
We walk all the way to see
she waves to everybody, everywhere we're at. She's the meet and greet everywhere
like,
we go.
Where would she have picked that up if she's not having a little bit of like royalty in her?
No, I definitely think she does. There's sometimes where, and it's like she's so like old soul, where you're just like, where did she get this from? It's so bizarre.
She commends everyone.
Yeah.
My mom was here. Her dad was here, and they'll pick her up, and then immediately she points.
I love when she does that.
Oh yeah, she did it to you. Over there.
She knows what she wants to eat. She knows what to wear.
Oh, I love that.
It's wild. No, it's actually crazy. I don't know. I never thought I'd be that parent, but I'm like, no, I think my daughter's actually like royalty or something. What would your snack be if you were on the cover of GQ Man of the Year?
Ooh, that's a good question. My tried and true is always Cheez-Its.
I have a big box of Cheez-Its. We should go get those at halftime.
I love Cheez-Its.
I do too. It's my pregnancy snack at the moment.
I
so
like
good.
sneak a little in the morning too. I'm like, what's a little morning snack? I'm like, let me just have a couple Cheez-Its.
Me too. I wanted to get some Ziploc baggies so I can bring them on the go because I have a huge box upstairs, but I need a little zip. Cheez-Its are good.
Although I did also, once again, your impact. I was at Trader Joe's and I saw the sheet cake, the TikTok sheet cake that you tried. And that sheet cake was good. It's so very sweet, but it's very good.
Sweet. It's like, it's so good. Julia Fox commented on the TikTok and she used to eat it every day for like 2 months and now she's like sick of it.
Trisha knows her snacks.
I know. I wish I need my own snack brand. I need to call the D'Amelios and see who their PR people are.
Or Pokemon.
Yeah, which we ordered those cookies and they're still not here, Pokemon. I ordered them right after we talked about them because I wanted to do a cute little thing for our Patreon, which you guys, we start our Patreon next week in December. So if you guys want to join Patreon or just look at the tiers, give it a check out. We're going to start posting next week. It's patreon.com/justtrish and it's all ages. My last Patreon was over 18. This is all ages. We have a bunch of fun tiers. Tiers? Is that how you say it? Tiers?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounded weird the way I said it. Fun tiers. There's signed headshots available on one. There's a producer tier where you can give input to the show, get a little name in the credits. And get these cards. Some people, did someone ask about these? Someone asked.
People were wondering if we're like print, and then glue the print. No,
this
it's
is how
all
it is. Handwritten. Which, by the way, Marilyn Monroe handwritten notes goes for like $200,000. So when I'm dead, You guys can all have one of these for your producer level tier. I don't know. Like, we'll send you one of these cards. Yeah, people want them. I should be nicer the way I do this.
Now that we know. Moses has been saving every card, you guys. Every card.
Moses, like, I saved every single one. And I was like, oh, why? Because maybe I'm just like, throw them away, whatever. But we have interview ones. We have all that. I should give them to the people I interview because I know when Tana was here, she wanted to like see. Because I didn't look at my card. She goes, oh my God, did you prepare all this stuff? Because I prepare. But we have a lot of interview cards. So we have so many cards.
And you don't know what card you're going to get. You know, you might get the TANA card, maybe a Brooke card.
Wow.
Maybe
Collectibles.
Card. Or God forbid a COLLEEN one.
Oh my God. My God, we have all the COLLEEN cards. That's like bad luck when you open a fortune cookie. There's no fortune in there. Oh my God, we need like a jump scare when you say the name. I'm like, I got scared for a minute. I'm like, oh no, I got triggered. Okay, yeah, I feel like the Cheeto bag is cute. Honestly, I do love a chips. I'm into jalapeno chips lately. But I guess for aesthetics, everyone recognizes a Cheeto bag.
Yeah. I mean, the excuse to like lick your finger after the Cheeto dust, like that.
That's also Trish coded.
That's very true.
I'm a very finger licker. You know what I mean? I think in general, I'm on this theory that Kim Kardashian watches my stuff and copies me. Call me crazy, call me Delulu, because the Five Nights at Freddy's sound I've been doing last week.
Don't tell me.
Yeah, you said it's been out since Halloween, right?
Yeah.
Okay, literally like 5 days ago, Kim and North, can't wait to meet you, to join the animal. And that's like such an old sound that no one uses. I was like, this has been my thing.
To add to the like conspiracy theory, this is all in my head. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So my cousin goes to the same school as North, and her friends have asked her like to get a little like cameo video or like autograph. So I think around the school, I think you're probably the talk of the school.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, North, you're an it girl. Call me. I'll just do it. I'll do a cameo. I'll come in person. I'll be the Ice Spice. They had Ice Spice come to their house. God, to be a celebrity kid like that, where you could just call Ice Spice to come over and like hang out with your kids, like that's honestly, I'm here for the Nepo babies because it's like such power.
Yeah.
Be like, I would like the weekend to come sing at my birthday party and like done. You know what I mean? Like that's. I would do it though. You know, I'm one of those people too. Like, Northy, want to do a little TikTok? Let's do it. Yeah, let's do a collab. That's so cool. You can get a cameo at cameo.com/TrishaPaytas. I did literally, I think I did 12 this morning. I've done so many cameos. I feel a little like dizzy because I was doing a song. Someone asked to be in the tavern, so I go in the tavern. Those are actually very easy to do those kids. It's an 18th birthday. Someone wanted to drink in the tavern, so it's great. Yeah, you know, it's hustle season. It's the holidays, so this is my time to hustle. The merch isn't coming after the holidays, so save your money for that because I don't know. China is in delay. I can't give up.
Save your Christmas cash.
Save the Christmas cash. I'm here for the Kardashians. I watched them last week. They're good. I don't know. I like them. I guess we're on the Tristan train. I guess everyone's gonna like Tristan too. I don't know. I said I wasn't gonna watch them, and then I was like, here I am watching them. Pink Friday too. The perfume. I went to Northridge to get this.
I gagged fingers because I live like 10 minutes from there, and I was gonna go get it at the JCPenney. I think that's the only JCPenney around over there.
Way.
Yeah, and then I saw your TikTok, and I was like, oh, well, she got it.
Yes. Okay. So I went online because I was going to order it. It was sold out. Pop Crave. And by the way, Pop Crave tweeted about this, and then like literally tweeted like Trisha Paytas got the. I was like, this is a troll at this point.
In Northridge. I love that they specified.
That's where I got it. I went online and it was sold out. And then I've never done this where you can like see where it's in stock. And there was literally the only one in the area was Northridge. I'm like, well, that's not that far. So I drove there. That mall, but you're like a bougie. Like you say 10 minutes, but you're like 10 minutes bougie.
Well, I used to live literally next door. And my gym, I go to that gym that's like in the mall sometimes too.
No way.
Yeah, and
I've never been there.
I was debating telling you this or not.
Oh no. Someone died there.
I'm still debating.
Unalived?
Well, there was a shooting incident on Black Friday at that mall. So
I felt it. I felt the vibes. Yeah. It's like, where? In the mall?
Yeah, in the mall.
Why did no one talk about it?
On the Yard House side. Yeah.
Okay, I felt it. And I don't like to judge because the area itself is like kind of nice. I went to a Jamba Juice like right around the corner and it was like kind of nice. But you kind of have a feeling. And I really don't judge as much anymore. Like if it, it's not a great area or whatever like that. But I don't know, something about it. I was running for my life through the parking garage. You just got a vibe. And I don't know, it was a lot. Then I went to pull over to film it. Literally right by the mall, there's like, I don't know, like a little like industrial place. And this guy like knocked on my window. I don't know. It was very scary. I like bolted real quick because I'm so fast with it, but like just came out of nowhere at the side of my window. So it is a little scary.
It's a little wild though. I went to school over there. I used to live over there, but yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. I didn't know. Guess now you're kind of by the bougie mall because that's what I told him. I'm like, oh, it's kind of by the fancy mall where we like and so I was like, well, it's close. It can't be that bad. But it was a little scary, but they did have the Nicki Minaj
It is
perfume.
a little seedy over there, but I mean, that's the good thing though, is they have
Nicki Minaj. No one was
usually
buying
have things in stock over there.
They definitely did. They definitely had things in stock. It definitely was so packed, like 100 people in the returns line, 100 people, like not even, I wanted to film. I don't want to film people. It was crazy. I don't know. I went because I saw it was like trending and Nicki was tweeting people. I think we're one step closer to getting Nicki on the podcast with all of this.
She has to see, right?
Well, we have that contact. I'm just going to email him and be like, hey,
yeah, I think we gotta just, well, I was waiting to get Zach's input. So I think,
to ask Zach. Well, I'm going on Zach Sing this week, so I'll ask him. I'll be like, how do we craft a letter?
Write our little letter. And then,
maybe like a little referral, like a little here. I don't know if he's had Nicki on his podcast.
He's like so close to Ariana, who is so close with Nicki. So it's like,
oh, she is? Are they that close?
They're like BFFs.
Really? Love Ariana on the podcast. But I really think Nicki's a dream guest. Ice Spice is a dream guest. Wait, I had another dream guest. Tim Allen's a dream guest.
Yeah.
But wait, there's one more. The Weeknd. Who else? Jacob Elordi's a new dream guest.
Oh, really? Okay.
Jacob Elordi's a new dream guest. Shout out to Pita Bread on TikTok. It's at PIDA Bread. She had a list of people that should be on Just Trish. She goes, here's who I think should be on Just Trish. Did you see this?
No.
Oh, Gypsy Rose. She had as the first one.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I would love Gypsy Rose. She comes out of prison December 28th. There's been people who live next to the prison she's in, and they're like, oh, I'll go. Like, can I get
Please.
Yeah, they're
wait,
like,
actually.
Yeah, they're like, and they even offered to give the $500 referral fee to Gypsy. They're like, I'll give it to Gypsy, the $500 referral fee. I'll get her on your I'm like, if you know Gypsy Rose, I would love to. I've seen this more and more, which is something I never thought of before the internet started saying Gypsy Rose on the podcast, but I'm like, yeah, I should be the one to interview her when she comes out of prison.
Too.
I feel like I definitely on her side. I definitely understand empathy, sympathy. She's fierce, and I would love to interview Gypsy Rose. But one of the ones she had on there was Jacob Elordi, but she's like, Jacob Elordi should go on as Elvis. Like, I'd interview him as Elvis. And I'm like, yes, I love that idea so much. So let's make that happen. That would be so great. Because did you watch it? Did you see Priscilla?
No, not yet.
I'm sure it's streaming.
Not to pivot, but I did see Thanksgiving.
Oh, I haven't even seen it yet. Is it good? Shoot,
it was really good.
Yeah,
it was really good.
Okay.
It was fun.
Was Addison slaying?
Addison, okay.
Oh,
I get that. No, it's good. I just get that people were like skeptical of her, and when she was on He's All That, I think her acting has improved a lot since.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if she's been taking classes, but her comedic timing, even when she's not like the main character in the scene, she's still like giving. Like she's still in it. She like her eyes are in it. Like she's still acting, even if she's not like the one speaking. If she's just like in the side.
Mm-hmm. No, it's crazy that I haven't seen it. My friend Jeff actually invited me to the premiere 2 hours before the premiere.
No.
He like lands in LA as if I don't have like kids, or a kid and a baby on the way. And he's just like, oh, can you come in like 2 hours? I'm like, I have to glam, like I have to do all this stuff. And I really debated on it. I'm like, can I get myself together? But I was like, no, I need to glam. Like if you had told me yesterday, but I did get invited to the premiere. He didn't invite me to go. And then he didn't know if it was going to be a big premiere. It was at Quentin Tarantino's theater. God, like if you guys know anything about me, I started my whole social media because of Quentin Tarantino and Grindhouse, which is what the trailer originally appeared in, Grindhouse Barbie. And I basically stalked like everybody, Quentin Tarantino, Eli Roth, all these people. And that's how I met Jeff, because Jeff was like a top friend on like Eli's. This was 2007 when Thanksgiving came out, the original trailer. And I like stalked him, found him on the friend list. And then we became like best friends. I'm talking inseparable. We were together like all the time from like 18 to like, I don't know, probably when I got married, whatever. But he's at my wedding. I love him so much. And they've been doing this movie. I mean, when was that? 2007 was how long ago? Like 15 years ago? No. Yeah. Is it 15 years? Yeah, 15 years.
Yeah.
And it's just so crazy because I was like, my whole thing online was Grindhouse Barbie, Thanksgiving. If you type in Trisha Paytas Thanksgiving, like me and my neighbor Superman did the Thanksgiving trailer. Like we reenacted it. Like I was just such a big super fan of Thanksgiving. So I'm a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little salty because they easily could have put me in. Eli Roth knows that I love Thanksgiving. Like he knows I was obsessed. I dedicated my whole MySpace page to Thanksgiving, the trailer. So felt a little slighted because, and I usually don't feel that way. I joke, be like a White Lotus 3. Can't cast me because I'm pregnant. They still could if they want to reach out. But in general, I'm just like, gosh, this was like the one thing they knew. Fun fact, me and Jeff have a book on Amazon together. The writer of Thanksgiving and we wrote a book together called Trisha's 31 Nights of Frights. And when I say we, it's mostly Jeff because he's a horror film. And I was like, we should write this book together. And it was basically us like watching horror films and like writing reviews on it. And so I used to watch, I was in a horror film era for a minute where I used to watch like My Bloody Valentine. And there was a Mother's Day horror film and all these horror films because I was a pick-me and I was just trying to like fit in with Eli and Jeff. And
my dream cast for a horror movie would be you, Addison Rae, and Sydney Sweeney. I think.
Would I be their mother? Because I would do it in a heartbeat.
I like maybe a sister vibe. You and Sydney Sweeney as sisters? Ooh, that would be everything.
I think I'm too old. How old is she?
No, she's in her mid-20s. So
yeah, give me like an older sister that raised them or something. You know what I mean? Like that would be amazing. I would love. One day I'll be in a horror movie. It'll probably be like Wes Craven. Is he alive or he's dead? Okay, not Wes Craven. Who's another?
He might be.
I don't know. Okay, give me another horror film. I'm gonna be like, sorry, Eli Roth.
What's his name?
horror
Blumhouse. Jason Blum.
What did he direct?
He does like Megan, The Purge. He does like all those. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh. Iconic. I saw Five Nights at Freddy again last week. It was the last day it was in theaters, and I was like, I'm gonna go. I went with my mom and my sister. It's just hard to go see movies because it's like I either go with my mom and sister, and then I leave Moses behind, or I go with my Moses, and then we leave Malibu behind. Yeah. It's very I love seeing movies. We've been going a lot recently. Maybe I have to go see Thanksgiving because obviously. But Jason Blum.
Yeah, we'll say Jason Blum.
God, I really wish I would have gone to the premiere. I thought that would have been such a flex for the podcast too, to be like looking at the Thanksgiving premiere. Addison was there.
You would have new Getty images.
Right. I know. I would have gotten on that red carpet somehow. I don't care if I'm not in the movie. You know, people just stand there and they're like, here I am too, you know?
I love it.
Yeah. Dang, I need to go see it. And Patrick Dempsey's kind of daddy. He's kind of hot.
Yeah, sexiest man alive.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, kind of by default.
True.
Because of those writer strike.
Lovely runner-up, I guess.
Strike.
Yeah.
Well, we went to Barnes & Noble and they had this huge Pedro Pascal magazine. It just was like a Pedro magazine. It was like this big. There was a Taylor Swift one too, so I was like, well, I guess that's what he did instead of the sexiest man alive. Oh, I love that for it. Okay, Thanksgiving. Go see Thanksgiving. I love that. That's so cool. I hope it made money. I'm sure it did.
Yeah, I think especially because it was like a low budget, like smaller movie.
Yeah.
And I think it did it was in like the top 5. So
wow.
Yeah.
I heard they were already doing a sequel, so I guess
fun.
Yeah, I think
there was a little bit of a cliffhanger at the end. So.
Oh, I love that. Maybe the second one.
I'll be. Yes.
Fingers crossed. If I can't get in my best friend's movie, I don't think I'm gonna get in any movie. How was Black Friday?
I kind of went through a whole thing because there were some people who said like, Oscar, maybe you shouldn't support Black Friday because then people can't be with their families. And I was like, you know what? Maybe that's tea because like back in my day working retail, like we opened up like when I was at Target, we opened up on Thanksgiving Day at 6 p.m. And I remember hating it. I'd go from Target and then I went straight from Target Urban Outfitters and then back to Target on Friday.
Oh.
For Black Friday. And that was a mess. So I was like, you know what? Let me not support it. So then I just did online shopping. But the deal's not as good.
Yeah. I heard it's a scam anyways, Black Friday. Did you see the signs where it's like the same price?
TikTok.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a viral TikTok of a couple at Target and they pulled back the Black Friday sign and it was just a regular sale sign. The same amount off. It was like $40 cheaper for a TV. Yep. But they just add like a Black Friday logo and some snowflakes to try to trick us.
Total scam. Because back in the day, we watched clips of like 97, 2004, where you could get literal TVs for like $50. Like huge TVs that were like $3,000, $50. We saw a Victoria's Secret one where they open up the gates and people just go running in. Because I said back in the day, Victoria's Secret, you would have crazy deals. You get free gifts with everything. Like, and now it's like, But the deals online were pretty good.
The online is better, I think. And it's like, I don't trust like the big, like the Targets and those kind of stores because the discounts are so minimal. It's like, well, what the hell? This isn't hardly a sale.
Yeah. It's like their everyday sales.
Yeah. But the store, like the smaller, like clothes stores, which is like 40% off everything. I'm like, okay, well, now we're speaking. Now we're talking.
Michael's online, I think, had a good one. I'm so scared. I ordered a bunch of Christmas decorations and they're going to come in and I just hear Moses being like, what's with all these boxes? And there was a lot of boxes this past weekend, but a lot of it was PR. I have to show him like, look, this is a free diaper bag. This is a free this because like, I feel like he thinks I order these things. So I always have to tell him.
We couldn't open the gate. There's so many boxes outside.
And he gets so frustrated. He has to go down this hill and he's like, I got to get all these boxes. And I can just tell he's angry when he comes back in.
First of all, I never talk like that.
Babe, when he came back and you're like, there were so many boxes. I just tell you're frustrated.
I'm like, there's a lot of boxes.
No, you have a little frustration. He's very patient, but I know when there's lots of boxes. And I'm just dreading this week because we're doing our Christmas photo shoot and our anniversary photo shoot. So I had to order some white Christmas trees. I had to order the pink Christmas tree. I had to order some garland. Like there's a lot. There's some big bulbs coming. I'm just like, oh my God, there's gonna be a lot of big boxes. And I just can hear Moses already. So this is my warning. And I ordered a lot of towels because we need a towel. So I have like a lot of big just towels. And I told him like, you can open everything. I'm not sneaking anything in because sometimes I like to sneak a person. I'm like, I'm not sneaking anything in. This is literally all Christmas stuff. So I'm already going to hear it. I'm just like, ugh. So, but they were on sale. That's where I was going with this. Like the garland, everything was like 50% off. Like it was crazy. These white Christmas trees from Michael's would have been like $1,000 and I got them for like $400. Wow. Like they were good deals, I will say. So I didn't order tomorrow's our Christmas decorating day because we got to do our photo shoots. It's just like, it's a whole thing. We're doing a Skims inspired Christmas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I didn't know what to dress people as this year. So I was like, well, we'll just do the Brittany Mahomes. I think she did the little flannel. So that's what we're doing. Just make it cozy because I'm also pregnant. And even though like we were just saying this, I'm like, you're like, I was feeling large today. I was like, I was feeling large today. You're like, you're pregnant. I'm like, yeah, but you're not really supposed to like feel anything or eat differently until like 9 months. I already have my moo-moos on. This feels like pajamas. I thought we should do maybe like a pajama day.
Oh, that would be cute.
Yeah.
We'll have to do one.
Every day is a pajama day, honestly. I think next week we'll do the FNAF. Hopefully my stuff comes because I got my
cosplay.
So did you get yours?
FNAF. No, you have to order it. Okay. But it's like Amazon Prime, so I'm not like sweating
sponsored.
it.
Sponsored by Amazon Prime.
Can you imagine?
We should watch FNAF last night. We had to watch it when Malibu goes to bed early and she was in bed. Why didn't we do that? With their bolognese, we could have had it. That would have been so good. That movie, Matthew Lillard is such a dream guest. I know I said that before, but if you guys know Matthew Lillard, please, oh God, he's such a dream guest. He's so good.
I love Matthew Lillard.
Especially in that movie too, like just the ending of it's so good. And I just love that movie because like, I was telling Moses, like the animatronics, they really kind of only unalive the bad people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they really come around at the end.
They really do come around. The power of drawing with telling Moses like that. Like the power of pictures. It's just so, they're so cute. They're so good. I'm such a fan. And the girl was from You. Did you know that? The girl.
Yeah, from season 1.
I didn't know. Did you watch You?
Yes, she was Beck. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my, I kept thinking it was, who's the girl that called the Chili's waitress fat?
Emily Blunt.
Yeah, doesn't she look like her?
No.
Oh my God, I literally was like, wow, Emily Blunt's in this movie? Like, I had no idea. And then my sister's like, oh, it's Beck. And I was like, oh, I love You so much. Oh my God, that show was amazing. Yeah, we didn't do I did the Black Friday sales online. It's Cyber Monday today. I think by the time you guys see this too, the Cameo, not to promote Cameo again, but the 20% off, I think goes until the end of Tuesday. So I think you guys have until the end of Tuesday. Also, go check out my main channel, Adam and Eve. They're back as a sponsor on my main channel, which is very exciting. I was like, oh my God, this is so exciting. So go check them out. Also, not sponsored, but Fashion Nova sent me flowers.
I saw that.
I was like, you sent me a sponsorship before you sent me flowers. They're very nice. They're the only people who did it. But they comment on all my stuff. They send me flowers.
Come
and I
on,
get it. We give them
Nova.
free promo. But can we just...
Let's seal the deal.
I was like, stop not saying Fashion Nova on there. I was like, maybe they'll come back around. You know, I think we're one step closer to manifesting Nicki Minaj because Moses had a dream last night. I had a dream. First, let me say my dream and then we'll say your dream. You can tell we haven't done the podcast in a week. I have so much to say. I want to talk to everybody. It's like, let me just say, I had a dream last night that we were hosting our own TV show, and the set was like kind of the Barbie dream house in the movie. It was kind of like these pink houses behind us, and then you had your house over there, and I had my house here, and it was really cute. And you were like in your house, and you were the producer, but I was like in the front where all the pool is and stuff like that, and you were like producing from there. I actually think I called you Norman in my polyester interview, which is weird. And I was like, I don't know, I was just like, oh my God, I manifested, and it was like it felt so real. Like we were on set, like Malibu, Moses, Elvis, they were like in their like little playroom over there to the side. It felt so real. So I'm manifesting that for 2024. But Moses had a dream that Nicki Minaj was on the podcast.
Night, I mean, I think like all night it was like a long dream. So Nicki Minaj was on our podcast, and I was like greeting her, bringing her here, and she had like a big entourage, and I was like, getting everyone like their drinks and food, making sure everyone is comfortable. And then I'm like, oh, I have only half hour left to set, the cameras and sound. So I walk in, and suddenly the set is gone, and it's just white. And I was like, oh, but we have a pink tree. And in my dream, I was like, well, Zach Galifianakis had like between two ferns. We can just sit around a pink tree. I don't know. In my mind, it made sense. And that was the podcast. You and Nicki Minaj, and with a pink tree between the two.
I thought maybe it's like we have to go to her or something. So he's bringing the pink tree or something in the dream. I don't know what that means, but I feel it. I think we're one step close. I don't think she does a lot of podcasts in general.
No, my friend Clint, he is running the barbs. Like he's so in that. Like Nikki follows him on Twitter too. I shot him.
Wow.
DM her. But he tells me that like a lot of the barbs want Nikki to do like podcasts too because they want her to go to like someone who actually like understands and respects her. So even he's saying that it would make sense for her to come here.
And we're very Nikki coded.
Yeah, and on Twitter too, I love seeing every time like you like with the perfume and everything too. The barbs get so excited and it's so cute. I love it.
I was retweeting everybody. I was like, my whole For You page on my Twitter was just like people tweeting. I was like, oh my God. I felt like, am I going viral? I wasn't, but it was cool. I like that people got excited because I was genuinely excited. I genuinely love Nicki Minaj, and this is not something new. You guys can clock it. I've been doing Nicki Minaj Kmart hauls, everything she's come out with. I bought every single one of her perfumes. I'm sure they're in boxes somewhere because I have all of them. So I love her. I've always loved her. I've rapped to her. I just think she's so everything. And I love her. And I love Ice Spice too. One time Ice Spice DM'd me back because she follows me on TikTok. And she DM'd me back and I was super excited. So we'll get one step closer to both of them. I love all of them. I would love to do, maybe this is pushing it, but I would love to do a song with them. I don't know. We do a podcast, then we do a little song.
The podcast is like the gateway.
And then I would love to do a song.
Maybe you like spit bars for Nikki when she's here, like do a little freestyle, and then she's like, "Oh, I see the vision."
Totally. Yeah. I could be like, I don't like. Okay, anyways, I was gonna do a Nicki Minaj was like super bass. I was like, no.
Do you remember when Ricky Dillon was trying to get Nicki Minaj on his song? Yes. That was
wild.
How
do you know that? How do you remember that? Did he talk about it?
I think so.
Or you just know insider tea?
He always said that like he wanted Nicki to be on his song, but then he couldn't afford Nicki, so he got Snoop Dogg instead.
Yeah, I want to say Snoop Dogg was only like 100,000, which like it's a lot. But back then, like I said, like AdSense, you could make $300,000 or something. So Ricky Dillon, I guess, could have afforded it back then. which is kind of a flex. He got him in the video too,
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if it was like he couldn't, but I think it didn't include like Snoop Dogg performing. I think it was just him to be in the video, but he wasn't like lip syncing.
She was just kind of there, like
just vibing like by the car. It's called Problematic was the name of the music video. And I remember being like, that's kind of a slay that he had Snoop Dogg in it. God, where's Ricky Dillon? I should interview him. I loved him. He was always so nice. Yeah. Well, I wonder how much Nicki was. I think maybe she was like $500,000 back then.
Yeah, because that would make sense because she was doing a lot of features like when she was just starting out too.
Right.
So, and every time she did a feature, it was like always a hit.
She's like 50,000 a feature, no album out. I love that line. I was like, oh God, me. I would love that. Yes. No, she's so iconic. I would love it. If I had $500,000, I'd pay Nicki $500,000. She might more now. She's like popping. Maybe she's like $1 million. I wonder what it is. Or is there a price? You know, some people don't even have a price either.
I feel like everyone probably has. It's probably really, really high.
You think?
But I feel like everyone probably has a price.
Right. You said Beyonce performed in like Dubai and stuff. So
Wait, I think there was. Did you see that TikTok that like the $59 million wedding?
Oh yeah.
Didn't they have Maroon 5?
I saw that. Yeah,
What?
they have Maroon
Yeah.
5.
What? You have $59 million
And
and you get Maroon 5?
Why and how?
What? Oh God, that's embarrassing for them on so many levels. Why?
Oh
I have
yeah.
a theory. It's probably was their planner that scammed them.
Oh right.
into
We can
getting
get you Maroon 5 for $5 million.
They paid
Okay.
them $500,000 and
That's wild. Why? Why
Yeah.
did they do that?
Yeah, so she's like an heiress in Florida, Madeline Brockway. Yeah.
People were Googling her and him.
Yeah. But I remember seeing that. I was like, 59 million. I was like, well, Beyonce, I think.
Beyonce could get for
Yeah.
50 Maroon 5.
Isn't that so random?
I need to know the tea behind that. That's
Yeah.
seems odd. It seems
And I feel like Maroon 5 doesn't have like stands. So
no,
like,
they definitely have
you know?
no stands. Find me one Maroon 5 fan. If you're a Maroon 5 fan, email me. I would love to have you on the podcast. We need to see who you are. Face to the name. I don't believe it.
That's wild.
That's crazy. Who would you have at your wedding? Unlimited money. Taylor.
Yeah, I'd probably say Taylor, but maybe I feel like if anyone doesn't have a price, it's probably her. So my backup, I would say Olivia Rodrigo, but she doesn't have like love songs. So I guess you.
Yes, I'll break up. Me?
Yeah, you do my backup.
Oh my God, do I have love songs? I'm just like, get freak, freak, get freak, to get freak, get.
You do like a slow down, like romantic version.
Yeah, I could totally do it. I could do like instead of I love you, Jesus, I'll be like, I love you, Oscar.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, you know, that's all right. That's my cameos. Is I just like, they say, oh, I love you, Jesus. So if it's like Molly, I'll be like, I love you, Molly. I just like
That's I love that.
I try to keep it spicy, not spicy. I try to keep it interesting
Entertaining.
and unique. Not like Todrick. Remember when
Money's worth.
Todrick was on Big Brother? Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And he was like telling people, "Oh, I just do the same thing. I just have a hey, you know, so happy birthday." I was like, "Oh wait," and he's just like, "Yeah, I just do the same thing over and over, and I make so much money." I'm like, "That's not a flex.
See.
You're scamming."
Yeah, so that's why with like we were talking last week with like the hate around Todrick show. I'm like, well, like
Yeah.
it kinda
No,
makes
I
sense.
get it. He also defended COLLEEN this
Yeah.
summer. But yeah, there's there's some questioning, you know what I mean? I'm just like, okay. He was nice to me. I think he's super talented and stuff like that. So I'm not a Todrick hater, but I get it. I get the behind it. If we had our wedding again, we tried to get some people. We tried to get Donny Osmond was out of town. I don't know if he was even going to, but we could have. My Chemical Romance was $5 million. That's what they told us, anyways. Someone told us $5 million. Yeah, I guess we got Elvis. We had an Elvis impersonator. That was everything.
yeah, we just watched it the other day.
We watched, yeah. Well, I guess we could get him for Elvis's first birthday. He can come back. I'm sure he would do it.
Or Jacob Elordi. Or Austin Butler.
I would love either one of them to come on as Elvis. Like interviewing them as if they're Elvis. That's so iconic. That was such a good idea. I was like, I love it so much. If anyone knows Jacob Elordi, he's kind of an it boy right now, though, huh?
I know, he's so popular right now.
Kind of everyone loves him. I get it. He is so cute.
Because he's been in too many movies back to back, so maybe when things slow down for him.
How old is he?
26.
Director of Twilight said if they did a reboot, they would want him as
Yes, I
Edward, which
saw that.
totally makes sense. Actually, like to me, that makes total sense.
Me too. It's like the perfect recasting. Catherine Hardwicke said that if they had to reboot Twilight, it'd be Jacob Elordi as Edward, and then Robert Pattinson, and then Jenna Ortega as Bella, which is
totally makes sense.
I see the vision.
Jenna's the it girl. She's on Beetlejuice. She's in Wednesday. She's like in everything right now.
Yeah,
it's amazing. I love seeing it. I love seeing people like just succeed so big. I'm like, okay, I love that so much.
Me too.
It's
Jenna
so cool.
is so good. Like
so good. I haven't seen her in anything else except You, but she was kind of the same character in You. I felt
True.
too. Which in You, okay, because I watched You for the first time this year, and did you watch that episode, the season 2 with her in it? Crystallia's in it, and she's like his like little assistant friend, and he tries to like drug her, and she's like 15 in the show. And I was like, wait, how do they foreshadow something like that? You know what I mean? Like, did someone know? Because that's a little, it's almost kind of eerie to watch.
Yeah.
Like, someone had to have known. And also, why did he take that role? Knowing that, like, he's obviously had incidences.
Yeah.
You know, not that he's drugged anyone, but he's obviously had, you know, incidences.
It could be a coincidence, but that's like very extra coincidental.
It's like eerie. I was watching, I was like, yeah, like it honestly kind of made me a little sick. Chris D'Elia, I got a sponsored post of him on my TikTok and it scared me. I was like, all the comments were just like, they were not having it. Which, anyways, I don't know. Look, I'm not a cancellation police, but there are certain things I feel like people just shouldn't bounce so back from, you know, so quickly. And I think some people should remember, you know what I mean? Because I forget too, you know, like we were talking about James Charles, like sometimes you forget the stuff with the underage people. You're just like, oh shit, like they actually, you know.
The allegations are very like serious. Yeah.
They're very serious and people just come back and people are like, yay, I'm glad you're past the drama. And I was like, there's drama. And then there's, you know, some
crimes.
Yeah,
alleged
some
crimes.
Yeah, they're not even alleged. People like admit to it. I'm just like, okay. So Chris D'Elia, I don't know. Comedians in general are giving me weird vibes.
Please.
Matt Rife?
I need to drag this man to hell and back. I don't think I've ever hated someone as much as I hate Matt Rife.
Can I always just say this too? I never was that person that wanted to be like, I don't like Matt Rife, but like I didn't like it. I was like, there's something off about this person.
I remember, especially when Tana was here the first time, I think, when you kind of talked about him too. You kind of picked up on the vibes even in like the canceled podcast with Matt Rife.
I was like,
how he like didn't want to talk and stuff. He was like off-putting and like
and I was like, I love Cancel. I love the interview. I was like, he's odd. Interviews, he was like striking me a little odd and stuff like that. So tell me, well, this kind of all broke like last Monday after we filmed our podcast, and we tried to watch it that night. We tried to watch the Matt Rife special on Netflix. Literally got 10 minutes. Literally 10 minutes. I couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
Just unfunny, first of all, but tell me.
I think he personifies everything I hate about straight men. So like I'm not like super familiar with him. I knew that girls liked him. And then I found out from Tana about like, you know, his whole Netflix deal or whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't really think much of it. But his whole Netflix special, it kicks off and he's joking about domestic violence and abuse. And he's like making fun of women that whole first like 10 minutes, which is crazy because a lot of women were fans of his. And
his entire fan base. And he just constantly, before the special, he constantly was like, I don't want women as my fan base. They just like me because I'm hot. That was his whole thing. And I was like, and I think when Brooke was here, she even talked about it a little bit too. It's just like, yeah, like you're good looking, but like it's annoying to be like, I'm just so hot. I'm so tired of people like liking him. First of all, not that hot. Like just not.
And I will say, I saw that. So in a previous interview with Variety, he said like, oh, people like don't take me as serious as a comedian because I'm hot. Okay, take your veneers out because you're
how you were before.
Yeah, let's go back to your wild and out days. If being hot is such a burden for you, take out your veneers, stop doing your fillers, gain some weight, and then now you can just be quote unquote ugly, and then now you can go ahead and be funny if that's what's holding you back.
That's the tea because he's like, I'm tired of people just thinking I'm just so hot. It's like, well, you weren't. You got a lot of work done to be that way, and that's fine. But don't complain now that you're like, oh, you're hot, and that's all people like about you. Which is like the only thing, honestly, because I was the same way. I saw his like TikToks. I'm like, okay, he's funny or whatever. But watching this TikTok special, I'm just like, you should be so thankful that these women think you're hot, that these gay guys think you're hot, because it's like, that's all you have going for you. There's literally, I find people funny. I find Chris D'Elia funny. Like I thought his stand-up was funny before all his stuff, whatever like that. I find like most people funny. But Matt Rife, and people compare him to Dane Cook. I even think Dane Cook is funny. Like his like vicious circle stuff. Like I think he's funny. Like he ended up being a creep too. But Matt Rife is so painfully unfunny. Like no joke. Did you watch it at all?
No,
like,
I just saw the little clips on Twitter. That was all I needed because I didn't want to give it. It couldn't. And with all the scandal too, by the way, he couldn't even be number 1 on Netflix. He was number 2.
And like
so, what was it all for?
Flaunting
if that's the case?
No. Which is like that's pretty bad because I think even like Old Dads was number 1, and that is like the worst movie ever. So like it's like if you can't even be number 1, but it is the joke itself too. The domestic violence one was just like so unfunny, and like people are like, most people hated it, as they should, because I think that's like one thing in 2023, like you just don't joke about period. But people like to make the argument, oh well, do you think this is bad Dave Chappelle, or you think this is bad Bill Burr? And it's like, okay, those people though are like, you have to be so funny to pull off such an offensive joke. You have to be like hysterically funny, which Dave Chappelle is and Bill Burr is, and it's like Matt Rife misses it so much, the mark so much. That's what I hate the most, is when people make jokes and they just are just not funny. Like it's like with the streaming, like a lesser thing, obviously the streamies, when they talk about me and like, oh, sweating like Trisha Paytas giving birth. It's like, at least make a funny joke, because I love jokes. I think I would love to be in a joke because it's like, what an honor. But it's like when they're so unfunny, that's like the cringiest thing that can happen. It's just like, oof, like you made a bad joke and it's just like so painfully unfunny. The joke made no sense to me. Like the whole kitchen, like be in the back, like the waitress with the black eye. Like it just didn't make any sense. And I'm just like, have you like experienced life? Have you ever been outside? Like he's so, I don't know. None of it's relatable, out of touch. But then knowing your audience is female, he knows this, he talks about this in interviews, that's your first joke out. And to be like, I hate my women audience, like women, teenage girls to like 35-year-old women, like that's like the target demographic. When I do sponsorships, that's the first thing they look for is how many women, and that's men, women, everybody. They want a female audience. That's the audience you want. That's the audience you know you have. So why are you shitting on them? Like it's so, and then to do the domestic violence joke, and then to double down and be like, for all of those offended, like here, and then they did the link to the special helmets thing for like special needs kids. I'm just like, how? Like, but it is like watching someone just like ruin their career in real time. Granted, he probably made a lot of money off Netflix, but it's gonna go down real quick. Look at Dane Cook. You know what I mean? He had a longer career than Matt Rife. He had a big, huge career. It bumbles, it flops, whatever, and stuff like that. But Matt Rife is flopping in real time and just like destroying his career. And just the fact that he's so unfunny, so unlikable, and now his whole audience is like turning against him because it's like, oh, you don't like us, okay, fine, but then now you're making those domestic violence. And every female I know has a story of DV at some point in their life, or they know someone affected by it. And it's such a traumatizing thing. Like I've never talked about like my issues with it, my experiences with it, because it's just like one of those things I blacked out and you like don't remember. And then you hear this stuff and it's just like, wow, it's just such an insult. It's such an insult. It's like if I'm here and I'm like, God, I hate all females. Like they're so annoying. They're all pick me. Like, oh my God, stop coming up to me. Y'all ugly or something. It's like so bizarre. Like it's literally just like ruining, I don't know. And to also hate women that much is crazy.
Yeah.
Like I became a girls knowing my audience was females. All of a sudden I was like, oh wait, actually females supporting me and actually they're cool and they're nice. It's like, oh, now because I used to be a pick me girl where I'm like, I don't have any girlfriends, whatever. But it's like, I learned to like love the females because I'm like, oh, they actually are the ones that know what's up. They're much better than guys, all this other bullshit. So I'm so perplexed. I'm so like angry about it.
Me too. Like you say that you don't want women's money. Like you specifically say in those first 10 minutes, like, oh, I'm trying to alienate my women audience. Look at everything that is big right now. Taylor Swift is the #1 artist. Why? Because she markets herself to both women and men. Mm-hmm. Barbie, #1 movie of the year in like the last like few years, actually. It was humongous because it was marketed to women as well as men. It's like entertainment 101. If you want to be popular, you have to like appeal to as many people as possible. With like the women's market, especially like Twilight, The Hunger Games, like all these like female-centric franchises, they make billions of dollars because they market themselves to women. To think that you are better than their dollar is ridiculous. And you literally need to be humbled. And I can't wait to see everything fall apart because you actually deserve it. Like, that's terrible.
1,000%. There's people you see that you're like, oh man, it sucks. They kind of fell off or whatever. But it's like, this is so deserving and he's doing it to himself, which is like so crazy. You had all this all this support for mediocre talent. And it's just like wild to me. And you said it so perfectly. When we saw Priscilla, it was just all girls there. You know what I mean? It's just all females. Like, and yeah, catering to both if that's what you want, but just to really just be like, I don't want this. And I'm sorry, if you're a woman out there too, being like, oh yeah, this month's for special, or the specials for men, and I support this. If you're a woman supporting Matt Rife right now, that's embarrassing. That's so embarrassing for you.
He doesn't care about you.
He doesn't care about you. You're being such a pick me. Like, you are so not a girl's girl. Like, it really just screams like thirsty, pathetic, desperate. Like, I'm so sick of seeing like girls defending this. There's no way, if you are a female or male really, but if you're a female, you should defend this in any way. Like, it's actually crazy because he hates women so much. Like, he hates them so much. He's like, I do not want this to be women. I'm trying to alienate this. This is for the men. I'm like, like you said, don't know anything about entertainment, like anything about being successful. Like, the women pay the bills, all this stuff like that. And I don't know. It's bizarre.
It's
also, I don't understand how is it for men, because we watched it and I'm the one that stopped watching it. I turned it off.
Awful.
Because I love comedy. I support stand-up comedians. Like, I think they're great in what they do in life. It was not funny.
Not at all.
How did Netflix approve this? Like, how?
That's crazy.
There's nobody between him and this getting published telling him you need better jokes. You need to go back in writing, hire a writer. The jokes were not
hiring
funny.
a writer would have been it or something. Like, it's weird.
Like, I was like, I can't watch this anymore. There's not even one joke that is funny and justifies what he's doing. So he lost me too. If he somehow was designed for a straight man, I was like, no, the jokes were awful about your grandparents and what. I don't know. Like, it was so bad.
Yeah, we were like not paying attention. We turned it off. I was just like, I can't watch this. It's so weird. Did you ever see him on Wild and Out?
Okay, I saw the Zendaya clip that got resurfaced. Basically, the whole premise of the Wild and Out segment, if you haven't seen it, is Zendaya has a mouthful of water. This was back in 2015, so I think Zendaya was 18 at the time. And she has a mouthful of water, and basically the challenge is to make her laugh and spit it out. And he's hitting on her, saying all these things like, you're black, like, I want to be mixed. She's not laughing, obviously, because she's a woman of integrity and taste. And, and then all of a sudden, because he's like losing, goes up to her face and like starts caressing and tries to make her spit out. And literally, people on his own team are saying, whoa, don't touch her. People on Zendaya's team are saying, back up. Yeah. And Zendaya's like putting her finger in his face, like, no, don't touch me. Oof. And he's like, come on. Like, I'm not touching her. It's fine.
Yeah.
If I had seen that, and with the, and it's funny, seeing that, like, pre-veneers, pre-work done and everything, too. Ugh.
No, it's so disgusting. And just, like, the entitlement of it. And, like, what year did you say that was?
2015.
2015. It's, like, the entitlement of it, even back then. Also, the confidence, the Delulu of it all. It's like, that's Zendaya. You're just like this wild and out like side character that like I literally never heard of him before TikTok. Like, good for you that you're on Wild and Out. But like the delusion that you could like touch Zendaya or touch any girl. I don't know. It's just, to me, right away, that gives me ick vibes. I don't know. I think something happened growing up. I'm not really sure, but he's weird. Yeah, he's just dumb. I think at the end of the day, dumb, and just also just like a hate, like he has hatred in him. Like, it is crazy to see him be so vile. And it's like one thing, you know, a lot of comics like Theo Von or something like that will just like keep moving. They don't like, but the fact that he like is dwelling on haters and dwelling on jokes and like, oh, if this offends you, it's like, just don't say anything. Like, if you're standing by your jokes, just don't say anything. But the fact that he's like trying to make like these weird jokes out of it and the special needs helmet and stuff like that, I was
saying,
like,
if you didn't like my unfunny misogynist joke and your special needs is an insane take. Like, that's actually wild.
I mean, that again is like also super ableist, like people who need helmets and stuff like that. It's just like as if like they're lesser or slow or something. Like, I don't.
That's what I hate too. Everyone's like, well, woke culture is ruining comedy and stuff. No, it's just unfunny. Like, if your comedy is relying on like shocking things, like making fun of like DV and like women like in crystals, like that, you're just
that's what the first 10 minutes was, like these crystal jokes, and I was just like,
what? It's just not funny.
It's not funny. And I don't think it's like something where people, and it's not like I'm offended. It's not I'm offended by crystals. It's like that's so niche and not mainstream, and nobody complains about that. There's no guys complain. It's
very dated. It's like a very dated reference. Like, it's all just so bizarre.
That was weird.
It's just like, way to blow like your $1 million like opportunity. You know, like the way he doubled down, he's so proud of like being misogynist that it's like, you actually suck and you deserve the whole downfall.
Save that coin. Save all the coin from the tour that you made, all stuff like that, because it's your last tour. It will be 100%.
You'll have that like small toxic masculinity fan base, but it's not gonna like be lucrative. So it's like, enjoy it. I get, like, you wanted it so desperately. Like, you wanted toxic men to like you and be a fan of you so badly. Well, you won them over, I guess, but they're so small that it's like, it's not worth it at all. So good luck. You'll never be mainstream.
Never.
So.
Even his movies were not mainstream, but no more movies, no more. I saw a Bert Kreischer interview on TikTok, and he was like saying how funny Matt Rife was, and I'm like, I hope this is before all this. I hope all these like male comedians that like defended him, or like the fact that anyone said he was funny even before this is like wild to me, because I did see his stuff on TikTok, and it always like baffled me that people like, it's just mid. It's just like not funny. Like, his crowd work would literally just be like talking to people, and I'm just like,
I'm flirting.
Yeah,
so
that's like, all it was. I guess because like he had like signs of like wokeness in there, like a little bit. Like, you know, there was a girl that had like a seizure, so he like stopped the show. So not saying that's woke. I'm saying just like caringness, you know. So there was like those moments of like sincerity where people like, wow, he did that. Like, and it is great, but it's also like that's all that kind of made him. That's why girls liked him, because like, oh, he's sincere. He like cares about people, which again is nice, but then you just shit on that audience that like would buy your mid tickets for whatever. But the laugh track is so obvious in this comedy special. Like, I didn't hear it at first, and I was like, oh my gosh, no, that's like literally like laughs. Like, those are fake laughs that are coming through, which is so wild that he did that. I was just like,
yeah, you can always see when the audience is not moving.
Right.
You know, he takes a joke and the audience is still, but the laughter, and you're like, so who's laughing? Yeah, like usually, and if people are really laughing, they usually film them.
Yeah, the laughs and stuff sound more genuine, but it was I mean, when it comes to the unfunniest, and just seeing him on other people's podcasts too, I watched him on Canceled, I watched him on Whitney and stuff like that, and he's just so, and I've said that to them too, it's just like, it's so weird, because it's like, he's so, you could just tell he either thinks he's better than them, standoffish, or he's just not funny or personable or whatever. All of it's bad. And just, I saw him on Stiff Socks, which is also like, that's where he was talking about like women's, just bodies and stuff like that, like just, and again, it's preference, whatever, but they were talking about like that area down there. I was just like, it's all gross to me.
It has his comedy special has a 16% Rotten Tomatoes too.
Good.
It's very affirming that like people. I'd be like, we can do like a 2% maybe,
2%.
but whatever. At least a lot of people also hate it because that really gave me the ick. Like everything I read about Matt Rife just made me dislike him more and more. The way he talks about his ex-girlfriends, and he had like homophobic, racist, like problematic tweets too. And it's like tweets like times have changed, so it's like but that in conjunction with how he like talks about women present day,
now
it's like
currently and defending it and just being like totally okay. And yeah, it's very bizarre. It's very weird. I don't know anyone who supports him. I mean, that's literally like side-eye to you. Like what? Like he's not funny. So what are you supporting? Like there's just, and that's universally like agreed upon that he's just not. You know what I mean? I don't know. That it's bad. It's bad. How he got this far is crazy.
Pretty privileged, but
from TikTok.
That only goes so far.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even like his pretty privilege. So take it. Yeah. So in that case, who
that
gives
he paid for?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, again, fine, but don't like knock it. He's acting like he's a curse. He's just born so handsome. It's like, well, you got the work done.
It.
Just think about Jimmy Fallon too when you're talking about like, oh, I think I have imposter syndrome. It's like you do. Like you don't belong here. Like there's a reason. It's not imposter syndrome. It's you're bad and you just got lucky. Yeah, hopefully you save your money and just seeing him on podcasts, just seeing people like hype him up still. I'm just like, bleh.
No, I'm it's a number one hater. I'm literally his number one hater.
If there's one hater,
it's me. Yeah, and if he has none, then I'm dead.
Yeah,
like,
I love that. That's
truly.
what I was thinking. Yeah, no, same. Can we say that? We might need to bleep it on YouTube though, like hate speech or something like that. Bleep it.
People are gonna say
Strong
we said something crazy.
I know. I always get worried about that. I was like, we have a strong distaste. Bleep the hate word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was happy to see him canceled, and I'm never happy to see most people canceled.
And then I saw there's like a TikTok that like summed up everything wrong with him, and then they were saying on Canceled he was telling Tana and Brooke like he could never be canceled. He was like bragging about it. I'm like, oof, careful what you wish for, honey.
How those turns have tabled.
Turns have tabled, 100%.
Where did that come from? The switch now.
I thought it was from the Jonas Brothers, but I could be wrong.
Did they say that? Okay, because I see that all the time now. Like how the turns have tabled.
They had this meme where they like picked up a table and turned it around, and they said have the turns tabled or something like that.
Okay, I see that in TikTok all the time.
I don't know.
It's so accurate on so many things like that. Oof. But how the turn? Where were we talking about? We were talking about cancellation. I was going to segue
to Brooke and Tana.
Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah. Okay. Well, because we're talking about canceled. And again, right after we did the podcast that day, everyone's like, don't worry. She gave her a car. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about it.
Literally, it happened, I think, as the segment had just was going up.
Literally.
Like 5 minutes before they just posted that Tana had got Brooke her dream car for her birthday.
Which is nice. It was a new green Bronco.
And it's like Broncos. Her dream car. And now it all kind of makes sense because Tana was even like so nonchalant and during BirthdayGate when they were talking about it, and she was like, well, I'm going to have to get Brooke something really nice for her birthday, something really expensive. So
that would make
it all kind of makes sense.
Oh, you miss all my birthdays if you buy me a car. Yeah. I'll never come again. That was everything. No, that was kind of iconic. That was everything. I love that. I love people who just like do that stuff. It's so cool.
Me too. And it's like the perfect way to cap that whole week of like turmoil and the canceled fan base of everyone like picking sides and stuff. It's like, well, Tana's smart. Tana is very smart.
So smart. She's also just like so nice, so sweet. I'm gonna try and get her on as my final guest for this year. Maybe we'll do like a little recap with Tana because I love Tana. I would have her on like literally all the time. They talked about me on Cancel too. They said that they would have me on all the time. Like, we should do 5 episodes of Trisha. I was like, okay. Just keep doing each other's podcasts. Brooke and Tana are the number one guests on ours. They got the most views. People love them. Rightfully so. They are the it girls, and I feel so honored. They're literally friends with like literally everybody, all these different like random people. They're friends with everybody, and I love them so much, and that was so cool. Yeah, Tana FaceTimed me on my pregnancy when I announced my pregnancy, but I ignored it because I got scared. I get so scared when anyone FaceTimes me. I get anxious. I don't know what it is, but I was happy. Just Hannah, if you're watching this, I was so happy. And then she was like, "Oh my God, Brooke and I are screaming." And I don't know what it is. I get so like, even if you FaceTime me, I would just ignore it. And I stare at it. I don't even like
It's so
decline
nice
it. I'm
too.
just like, stop. Just go away. I think it's so nice though. Like I love it. Like I do love when people try to FaceTime me because I'm like, that's nice, and that never happens. But yeah, I was super excited for them. The car is a bougie. It's a flex for
yeah,
sure.
it's beautiful.
Bronco. What do you drive? You drive a Tesla. Bouge.
Yeah.
You're a bouge.
My lease is almost up though, Tana. It'll be up
What would
in a
you
few
get?
months. I honestly I don't know anything really about cars. I was like figuring out what lease to get, and I was like, I guess a Tesla. Everyone has Teslas, like
Yeah.
Joey and David and everyone. So
So you're like, I'll get a
Yeah,
Tesla.
I guess I'll get a
Do you think you'll
Tesla.
renew it?
I don't know. I
Is it
like
expensive?
electric. Not the Model I. It was
Okay.
like it kind of was the same as like my Volkswagen. So it was
Oh.
yeah, weirdly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. But Tana, if you're out there, whatever you want to surprise me with, I'll take.
I know,
Brooke's old
right?
car, whatever.
My lease is up too on my rolls, and you guys, I think I'm gonna. I have to kind of trade it in at this point because with 2 big car seats, it's just not gonna we all won't fit in the back, and I have to be. So we need a car. Tell us your suggestions because I think we're gonna trade in all our cars. Honestly, we need to get 2 cars because we need 2 cars. And I think we need big SUVs. We might get a minivan if there's minivan suggestions, but also I kind of want a bougie SUV too. I want to be a bougie mom. But we need like the ones with like the bucket seats in the back and like another row in the back.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
so there can be like 2 and I can be back there with them. And I don't know. We saw like Lincoln Nav. I don't know. We're literally in the mom era. Like he had a Ferrari, I had a Rolls, and I'm just like, we have to trade these in, and which is fine, which is cute. But I guess when they get older, we'll get. I want that. Oh God, the Kylie COLLEEN that you saw.
Yes.
Every ounce of me is like, I want to get it, but I'm like, ooh, I don't know. I really want to get it, but you know, that's maturing. That's being a parent is, you know, releasing something. But this pink rolls, our lease ends this month, and it is a little sad. It's a little. But it also saves like $6,000 a month. And I'm like, okay, honestly, we should probably save money. And we've been saving money. But it's like, yeah, it's bittersweet when something ends. But then I don't know, I need to get a new car. I like the Bronco, but I don't think that's like very family friendly.
Yeah.
I also think of O.J. Simpson when I think of Broncos.
Oh, see.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Were you alive then?
I probably was like what?
So 97, I think it
Yeah,
came out.
so I was a baby. I was what, like 4 or something, but.
So you don't remember like watching it?
No, I'm a true crime girly, so I remember seeing
Oh,
everything
okay, so you
in
see.
retrospect, yeah.
I remember seeing it. We were at the airport, and I remember seeing like a white Bronco, and I didn't really know what was happening, but I know it was like a big deal. My dad was like watching it and stuff like that. So whenever I think of Broncos, I think O.J. Simpson. He should
Now
promote
Brett.
it. I'm surprised they don't have him as a spokesperson or something.
I don't know if they want OJ.
Right, really? Because I feel like people look. I'm not supporting OJ. Don't even get it twisted. But I feel like they're synonymous. I don't know. Are there OJ fans? I don't know.
I don't know either.
He was found innocent.
Yeah, but that was a big controversy around that.
Like, how does Gypsy Rose go to prison, but O.J. Simpson doesn't?
Patriarchy. No, I don't know.
Patriarchy. For real. I was like, they should really look at the circumstances of what someone, you know what I mean? Like, she was a victim of child abuse. Like, what are children supposed to do? We talked about this before, but it's also just like, there needs to be looked at, you know, let's look at the case here and stuff like that. Because now my TikTok's all Gypsy Rose because we talked about it last time, and there's just more and more stuff that comes out. And they like got a house built for them because she said she was like, she basically told her she was like in a wheelchair and like she couldn't get out of it. Like some of the stuff is crazy. Doctors, like there was doctors who were performing surgeries on her and there was nothing wrong with her. Like, how are they not malpractice? Like, how are they not, like, tried, like, in prison? Like, it's so bizarre to me. This case is so bizarre. And I keep getting more deeper and deeper into it. So I really, and if she comes on the podcast, I'll do a real big deep dive. But anyways, we went a whole roundabout way. Where did we start?
From canceled to Broncos.
Oh, any other cancel news? We love to talk about
Did you
Tana
wish
and
Brooke
Brooke.
a happy birthday?
No, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. Okay, I'll
really-
text her.
She kept posting, and I was like, I wanted to, but I'm like, is it weird for someone that she's talked, like, we've exchanged like 2 DMs to be like, happy birthday?
No,
So
I don't think so.
I got so in my head about it, but then I'm like, oh my God, birthdays are so important to
Yes.
her. So I'm like, oh, is our friendship, I really like spiraled.
I get in my head too. I get in my head about that stuff too because I'm always like, especially like birthdays, like everyone gets so many birthday texts, and it's like it is a lot to respond to everybody. So I'm like, do I even text? Do I not, happy birthday, Brooke?
I was so but this is our official happy birthday. We'll dedicate the episode
I
to
feel
you.
like she listens. Either she like sees clips of her part or she listens. I listen to all of Canceled. I listen to all of it all the
Me too. I
time. Like
love
whenever
them.
I'm driving, I
love
always
when
put
it's
on.
just them. That's like my
I do
favorite.
too. That's what I always say. And I think that's like the beauty of like a 2-person podcast. Like people prefer us over like, you know, guests and stuff like that. But I think with 2 people podcast, that is kind of the beauty of it. You don't need guests. So if you have more than 2 people, you don't need guests, like period. And not just Canceled. I think there's just so many podcasts I listen to when they have guests, it just becomes so much. And I'm just like, okay, we don't need so many people chiming in. We never talk about them. And I'm kind of scared too because I feel like it's like summoning. It's like saying Voldemort or more or something like that. Like the BFFs podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. They scare me. Dave scares me. I feel like he always thought I hate him, which I didn't. I actually knew nothing about Dave until SILVANA, and they just broke up. Do you know his girlfriend?
I just saw that when I was in my
so
straight man news, like investigating. I saw that they broke
You
up.
saw they broke up. SILVANA posted on her TikTok, really just like imagine you buy this for someone and they break up with you. They've been together for a couple years at least, and they were pretty solid. SILVANA is probably the most beautiful. Moses knows I have been a fan. Like I'm like, this is my type. Like if I could date a girl, this would be like, I'm obsessed with her. And we were talking about like analyzing my type. Like for some reason that she's like my type. I don't know why. There's like a certain girl that looks like that, and I think she's just so beautiful. She's the most beautiful person in my whole, like truly, truly, truly. If I think of the most beautiful woman, I think of SILVANA, and I mean that 1000%. I've commented, I've DM'd her, I like love her. And so she was Dave Portnoy, and I was like, ooh, like I think a lot of people are just like, what? Like, you know what I mean? And not even his looks. It's more just his bro vibe. You're like, why? But then we all got on Team Dave. Why? Because SILVANA. We're like, okay, well, this girl, she thinks he's cool, so he must be cool. They seem to be great. He would be in her TikTok. She was doing cute stuff, making their house cute. Like, it just was like cute vibes. And he broke up with her, which is like wild, which is crazy. He confirmed the breakup. He did say like, yes, he just gone through a breakup, but he wasn't with, I guess the T was he was seeing Raquel. Is she from Vanderpump Rules?
Yeah.
They were both in this small town in Illinois, which is sus. Like, why are you in this? Like, I'm from Illinois, and if you're in like a small town, like, what are you doing there? Why are you both there? Because Raquel wasn't doing anything. I guess he was there to try pizza or something. I don't know. But then he's like, no, I never met. He said, and then he said something so bro, so like misogynistic, where he was like, no, I don't know that trash person or that slut or something crazy. I don't know what he said. I was like, he's just a little abrasive with in general, and like Barstool in general. Like, you know, we have the whole thing, but we won't go there. But I just was like, how could you break up? And it's not even that she's so beautiful. Like, she really is so stunning. Like, if she had a personality of a rock, I would date her. I'm like, she's just so stunning. But she has a good personality. She's super sweet. She was, like, so into Dave. Like, I just don't understand where... I guess what I heard, the rumor I saw, I think, I don't know, somewhere on TikTok or something, was that... she gave him, no one knows if this is true, was that she wanted to get married and have kids, and he didn't.
Oh.
Which he is in his 40s, and I think he's maybe been married but no kids, maybe. So that could be. I mean, that seems like maybe a legitimate reason. And in which case, then I kind of respect him breaking up with her, because then don't waste her time. Yeah. But I don't know what's true. And she seems like someone who would want a family. She would be like the best mom, and she's like a homemaker and stuff like that. So I think she could do so much better. Someone said she should date Tom Brady. I don't know why they suggested that, but I thought, yeah, everyone's in their football girl era. I love them so much. But yeah, when I think of a lot of people talking, I think of BFFs, and not bad, but I went on one time and it was just chaos. Like, there's just a lot of people talking and to talk to, and it was a Zoom, so like everyone was like changing.
Popping up.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even know what was happening. But I think those kind of situations, they just keep. Well, they don't have guests. I guess they have guests sometimes. I think they had Matt Rife on.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sense. Yeah.
It's so random, but I always, whenever people break up, I'm just always like, why? Why did you break up? I don't know. Breakups to me are so sad. The idea of breaking up with someone is wild to me. Like, we talked about this before. Have you broken up with someone?
No, I've just been the broken.
Dumpy, yeah, same. I've been the dumped, and it's so bizarre. Like, I couldn't even imagine like being like, it's time for us to not see each other ever again.
I know.
That's so weird. Like, why do people do it?
I know.
Like, you just get over that person. You're just over them. You're just like, I get it if it's like abusive, obviously. Like, okay, leave that person. But if there's no abuse and people are like, it's mutual, we're best friends, and they still hang out after the breakup, I'm like, oh. So why did you break up?
Yeah, I know Joey and Daniel get it all the time because like they broke up, they had the breakup video, but then they literally are together all the time. So it's like, why did you break up?
Yeah, right.
Like,
what's
still,
the tea
like,
there?
We need a statement, I guess.
We need a statement.
Because like, what the hell? Oh, that kind of reminds me. I saw this like viral like TikTok the other day, and it was like this girl. She was living with her boyfriend, and then all of a sudden he just like ghosted her. He like texted her like, "Hey, I'm not going to be coming home tonight, and I think that we should stop seeing each other, or whatever."
Mm-hmm. And they lived together.
She was making them dinner. Yeah, they literally lived together. And then she was like, "Wait, what?" And then she tried calling him, no response. Tried calling his parents, like nothing. He just never came back to the apartment. And she like never figured it out.
Oh wow,
isn't that crazy?
That's wild to me. That's crazy. You like live with somebody, have this life with someone. I wonder, he must have had another life or another wife or something.
Or maybe he just
sorry.
You guys.
Just casual. That's weird. That is so bizarre when they just don't like come back. Like, I mean, you hear those stories.
Maybe you didn't know how to break up with her. I have no. That's the only thing I can think of.
But you live like I've never lived with someone before Moses. Like that to me, I can't even fathom. Like you break up, so how does that work? Like, do you wait till the lease is over? Like, like
dividing like belongings and stuff. That's crazy.
And like if we broke up, we'd have to live together. I mean, no one's gonna be able to like afford to move out. Like if we just like live together, I don't know. It's such a bizarre concept to me.
Breakups are wild.
They are wild.
Yeah.
Why people do them? Why do you break up with someone? I just don't know. I never understood it.
I hope that situation with like Dave is true, where it's like, you know, if they just want different things, then like, okay, that makes the most sense. So
all right, I guess
true. That's a very valid reason. But yeah, I guess I would rather be the one dumped than do the breaking up, because I don't know how I would do it.
I feel like I've tried to break up with people or something that just like never works. You know what I mean? Like I just ghost people. That's why I've always said with ghosting, I just ghost people because I'm like, well, I don't know. Like I've tried to say I don't want to see them or they don't get it or something like that. So it's better to ghost, I guess, in that situation, because it is sad. And how do you just say like it's not working out? I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever been like dumped. I think I've just been blocked. So I've been kind of ghosted. I think I'm just blocked and never talked to again or something like that. Because I've never had someone like have a conversation with me like, you know, I don't think this is working out. Unless they did, and I was just like, no. That's how I say. Even with divorce, I'm like, how? Honestly, like, if someone divorce you, what if I'm just like, no, I don't want to divorce you.
I'm not gonna sign this paper. Yeah.
Look at you, Sam Asghari, not divorcing Brittany. She's still married right now. I think he's trying to keep that money going or whatever. But it is odd, like who gets to say, like if they send, like if I send you divorce papers, like you have the option to be like, no, I'm not divorcing you, and then you just have to stay married. And then how do you actually get that person out of your house?
I think they can sue. I think because you can't force someone to be married. I think
it is crazy to think about, because I'm always like, how do you get someone out of your house?
I'm not gonna sign that.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
be like, no, I'm not signing that, especially if it's like pay up and stuff like that. Yeah, it is crazy. I guess then you just hope the other person's normal and just would be like, okay, fine, if you want to divorce me, I'll divorce you. But yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's why, like, in retrospect, I'm glad I've always been the one dumped. Because also, it like motivates you. Like, I was always fueled by it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to, like, better myself because of this. I'm going to show them, you know? So it also gives you something to, like,
motivated.
Get fired up. Yeah.
I was just kind of spiraled. I was just kind of like, I have nothing to live for. I don't know. I guess after a time, you get a little more motivated and stuff like that. But it is hard. Breakups suck. It makes me, and she was so sad. She was like crying in hers. And then she got this new place in a tree. She ordered a tree, and like she's like, I have no place to put it.
Holidays too.
Oh, it was like the day before Thanksgiving, and I was like, can you wait till the new year? Like, I think that's so cold to like break up. Doesn't Scotty Sire have a breakup song about Christmas? Do you know that song? Nobody wants a lonely Christmas, but I'm about to make it leave with you. Breaking up is at the top of my wish list, and I'm sorry, but I'm leaving you.
That's his song?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was so good. And he's, okay, weird
the
Scotty
official
Sire.
Scotty Sire podcast.
I'm not gonna lie, I was always a fan of Scotty Sire in the Vlog Squad. Like, even as like my jokes, I was always like, I always thought he was the hot one. I always thought he was the funny one. He was really nice.
I have a soft spot for him.
Yeah, okay,
he's
me
very
too.
Sweet. And
his songs are kind of a bop. Yeah. They're worth the 1.2 million or whatever. But yeah, there was a song called Lonely Christmas. I think it's with like Keith, and it was just like, breaking up is at the top of my wish list. Sorry, but I'm leaving you. It was so good. Nobody wants a lonely Christmas, but I'm about to call it splits with you. Breaking up is at the top of my Christmas. Sorry, but I'm leaving you. Or wish list. Yeah, it's a good song.
Maybe Dave used that song for inspiration.
And I was like, wow, who would break up with someone at Christmas? And it was, anyway. We love a Scotty Sire Christmas song. The fact that he made one is wild. Sometimes I do think about that. I'm like, what are they doing now? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, maybe they're just so rich. I don't know. Maybe they invested in the Happy Punch or whatever that thing is that they always promote. Maybe they're just so rich. In which case, good for you, honestly. I think that's great. I'm about to win the lotto. I'm going to buy the weekend for me for my wedding. And what was yours again? Who was your person?
Oh. Give me a discount.
I would get you, not buy, that sounds bad. Like, I would hire Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, I would love that.
Or Taylor Swift. I think if I won the lottery, what is it, up to $400 million tonight? I think then I could probably afford Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, yeah. I think Olivia's definitely within budget.
Wedding. I wonder if you could pay people to come on the podcast. Or is that like
100%.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought that's like bribing or something.
No,
you can't give money.
It's like appearance fees or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder. That'd be great. We could buy all the guests we want on here.
We'll put like $1 million towards
yeah. I would still continue this if I won the lotto. Maybe like once every couple weeks or something like that. No, I like the once a week. It's my social hour. Like, I literally socialize never any other time during the week. We did the Twilight, Tiffany Haddish. Stop drinking and driving.
For Twilight, the second part of that, did you see that Catherine Hardwicke thought Robert Pattinson was too ugly for Edward Cullen at first?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay. okay. Like, I get it. Like, he doesn't look like, he's not like, okay, continue.
He came in, he was like very messy, like he had stains on his shirt and stuff, and they were like, this is the one. They had to do like a whole makeover on him to make him like play.
Why would he come with stains? I don't know. Sometimes I think people exaggerate stories, because like, why would he come in with stains
he
for
was
an audition?
also very broke for like a good part of his life. Like him, Andrew Garfield, Jamie Dornan, they're all roommates. Someone else too. They were all roommates together, and they're all like super broke and like couldn't afford to like barely eat or something.
Okay, but like you could afford a shirt at Target. Like there's broke, and then there's like yeah. Literally, like that doesn't make any sense to me. That's why I always think some of these stories are exaggerated. Like he came in with just stains on his shirt, and it's like, did he? Like I want to see that footage. I don't know. I get it though. I get it because like he is obviously good looking, and he's so good looking in Twilight. But it's like a lot of people I think use. It's like when you see who is it? Like Carrie Underwood when she auditioned for American Idol. Yeah. You know, they come in and they look cute, but they just look, you know, but then you get stylists, you get hair, makeup, and then they turn into this beautiful person. You know what I mean? Adam Lambert's another good example of that. Kelly Clarkson, anyone who was on American Idol, just see their first audition. It's like their glow up is like so real. I mean, it's always, look at the Kardashians too. It's like when you have money, like you can look gorge, like you can be beautiful. Matt Rife.
I knew it.
He's mid though. I don't know if we call him beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. But so what did they say? They're like, well, we saw the potential of the hotness there, or what?
The director was like, no, we can work with it. Like at first she was very skeptical, but then they did like a screen test, and they're like, no, like, but he has the cheekbones, and they kind of just did a little bit of a makeover.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing he was like ugly.
I know, because he was in Harry Potter, and he was like cute in Harry Potter.
Yeah, he looked the same.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that one, the fourth one. That's the only one I've ever really seen, I think, the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
I think I saw the first, but I love Goblet of Fire.
Me too, because it's kind of like a little bit of a reality show, and like, you know, like the little tournament.
Ooh,
has
it's
like
very
a
Hunger
reality
Games
show.
kind of too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no one
make sense.
dies. Usually they live, but, well, Cedric dies. Spoiler alert. Did we say that? Is it a spoiler alert if it's like 20 years old? I wanted to be in the fourth one so bad because I had read the book, and I didn't know she was supposed to be Asian or anything, but I wanted to be Cho Chang. I wanted to be her because she got to kiss like Harry. She got to be his date, and I was like, I used to like visualize. I used to pretend to be in the movie as her. Before the movie even came out, the book, I was just like, I could be her. I thought that would be the best, and I wanted to be casted so bad. And then I realized it was like an all British cast. I was like, oh man, I was so sad.
Were you mad at Zoella that she was in the movie and you weren't?
She was?
Her and
Zoella? Was she even old enough? Because I feel like she's so much younger.
I think she was in the first one.
No, there's no way.
I swear to God.
Because me and Daniel Radcliffe are the same age, and I was like 10 when that movie came out. So she had to be like two? Was she a baby in the movie?
I swear she was in it.
I think that was a false rumor.
She was in the first and second Harry Potter films.
How old is Zoella?
Let's see.
There's no way. Let's math. Math ain't math.
She's 33.
Is she one of those that acted so young? It's like Luke Connor. They acted like they were like 15 when they were like 30 years old.
I think she was just like in it, like a random student. It's not like she had like a big role or anything. But her and Joe, her brother, were both.
Wow, that's a flex. Oh my God. Wait, but I was she was so much younger than me. Oh my God.
The way you talked about it.
Yeah, but she acted young. This was back in the day when people would like age bait, I feel like they all acted like they were like 17 years old.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is weird. There was like a whole era of people just acting way too young for how old they were.
Eating little candies and stuff.
Yeah. Wait, what? Eating little candies?
Yeah, I remember it was those challenges. It was like eating British candy. And
yeah. Those were awful. Yeah. Those were like such a weird videos to make. I guess they got views back in the day.
Yeah.
YouTube has changed so much.
I know. Now if you did that, people would be like, what the hell are you doing?
There's still people who do that, and you're just like, okay. This is why we're not evolving. Get a podcast for 2023. It is wild to see people trying to do those like same old trends or the same old videos they were doing in like 2015. It's like, okay, like evolve, you know?
Zoe's also, she's pregnant. Wait.
Is she?
Oh no, she's getting married. Is that what it was?
Oh yeah, we talked about this because it was like they already have babies and stuff together.
Yeah,
it's like,
for some reason I thought she was pregnant. I was like, oh, then Elvis and Zoe's baby.
Oh my gosh. I know. I thought London. I thought Paris was pregnant, but I think she had the baby, right?
She did, yeah. Baby London.
Baby London.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was like a expecting announcement, but it was just, she's here.
I love that. I was like, oh my gosh. I do love that. That's everything. Just to be like, here's the baby.
Yeah.
But they didn't show a picture of her, so that's why I was like confused. I was like, wait, is it coming? But there's no pictures of baby London out there.
With her first one too, I don't think she announced until he was here, right?
Oh, okay. I think. I think so too. I think it was all of a sudden like, here's our baby. It was like the beginning of this year, wasn't it? Yeah. I love posting, like people are mean on the internet. People are just like, if you're making fun of a baby, you're an asshole. But I love just like, I don't know, because a lot of people don't post before like 6 months because babies just like, when they're newborn, they just look different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's very rare babies that come out looking so cute, And my poor baby was squished because I was pushing for 3 hours. She had like a squished face, but I was like, I'm posting her because she was so, to you, your baby's the most beautiful thing in the world. And you just you had to push out a baby or delivered a baby or whatever. And it's just like this, like, we were just talking about this literally last night. It's like this crazy thing where you're just like, oh my God, there's a whole human that came out. And why wouldn't you want to show her? You're like, look what I just created. That's like a masterpiece. So I shared mine. I was like, her poor face was so squished. I mean, it was even more squished. They actually had to like unsqueeze her when she came out because she was so squished. She almost was like, it was almost like flat. It was like actually like crazy. Moses saw her, I didn't. And then they had to like try to, and then her nose, it was so squished. Everything was so squished. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Because that's the reason we had to go to C-section, because her head, they're supposed to be like this, but her face was up.
Yeah.
So
it
was just squeezing against her
God.
face. So when she came out, she looked like a little Ninja Turtle. She was like,
definitely Ninja Turtle. It was cute.
Her nose was squished down. Everything. It was so interesting.
And she actually, and we put a little like headband around her, and she did this little like peace sign. She looked like a little Ninja Turtle. I thought it was cute though. I was like, whatever, we're posting this. Like, I even thought that was her face forever. Like, I didn't know she was squished. I had no idea what was happening. But I was like, to me, I thought she was so cute, and so I was like, I'm posting it. But I know a lot of people don't post because people are so mean to like actual babies when they're just like growing and developing, which to each their own. But I love little babies. They're just so fun.
And the name is cute, London, because the character from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, that's
London Tipton.
I wonder if she did that on purpose. I kind of think, don't you think she did? I feel like she's kind of like cheeky like that, where she would. But that's Paris, like London.
That's a big commitment to like name after a TV character.
I mean,
I love it though. I know. But I don't love the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. You know what I mean? There's no way she loves that show. So I get it. Like, I think it's fun. Like Zohan. Oh, I love the movie Zohan. I love Houdini. But like, are you going to name your kid that? Like, I don't know. But Elvis is just so cool. Malibu Barbie, they're pop icons. You know what I mean? They're cool. But London Tipton, iconic in her own right, but I don't think that's a big commitment if you're like, I'm actually going to do this. And like, wow, that's wild. It is cute though. London Hilton, Paris Hilton, and what's her son, Phoenix, are all like locations. Yeah. I wonder if she'll continue to do that if she has more kids, just keep naming them after locations.
Diego.
I like San Diego. It's kind of cute.
That too, yeah.
What's another good city? I mean, Malibu, but she's taken. What's another city name?
Sacramento.
What? That's not
Tallahassee. Tallahassee's
kind
of cute in Florida.
Okay, that's cute.
Tallahassee's kind of cute.
Maybe Venice.
Yeah. Kansas City cheese.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that girl, Pita Bread on TikTok also said the dream guest was Travis Kelce.
I would love, the Taylor element aside, just the way that he is like very Trish coded. The way he sees life is very
She said that. She said, I don't want them to even talk about Taylor Swift at all. I want Travis Kelce to read his tweets to Trish. And I was like, that's everything. We didn't even talk about that last time, but we can talk about it now. I mean, it's old news, but we can talk about it.
He did say in his podcast this week, he was trying to get all those tweets deleted before they got viral.
Why?
I don't know. They're so cute.
They're cute. They're quirky in the best genuine way. Yeah.
Yeah, they're very charming.
The Olive Garden one you sent me, and I was like, yes.
Literally,
so
as
love this.
These tweets kept popping up, I was like, this feels like something Trish would tweet in like 2023.
Oh, for sure. The Olive Garden, the breadsticks, the fettuccine. Yes. No, his tweets were so funny. Like, he's so funny. Like, he has such a, like, I don't even know much about him, but just like the clips I've seen of him on TikTok and stuff, he has like such a good sense of humor. His tweets were just so like humble, down to earth. Like, he was alone on Thanksgiving this year. I was like, relatable. Like, it's so cute. He's going to eat KFC on Thanksgiving. Yes. I was like, I have a mukbang. Look it up. Trish eating Thanksgiving KFC. What was that? 2020 is, I think, the year I knew Moses. And I just had KFC. I was like, I love this guy. He's so humble and cute, obviously, but funny.
I love that he spells everything wrong. Like, there's something so like sweet about it.
Endearing,
I don't know.
Yeah. I love it. I would love him on the podcast too.
And I love his brother. I'm like really. I'm really falling for the whole thing. Like, I'm really into it now. Like, Jason Kelce is a man.
Really? Wait, I don't know much about him. He had a reality show, right?
I know Travis did.
I feel like I saw
Kelce.
Jason's wife on something. Oh. Was she on a show with him or something? Maybe they were on the show.
I love an unserious, like, cutesy, like, low stakes kind of. I don't know. There's something like good about that.
Oh.
When it's not like fighting for like $5 million or something.
I was gonna say, did you watch Squid Games?
I did watch it.
Oh my God, we're at the same. Oh my God.
Did you watch it?
Yes, I watched Squid Games, which we never watched the show. Oh, okay. So I get the idea. I always saw like that red light, green light girl. You know what I mean? I get the idea of it. So that's all I know. If there's more episodes, I probably won't get the reference. So I got the red light, green light thing. But they were saying, because I watched on TikTok, I'm on the TikTok where all the Squid Game contestants are talking about their experience on it. And so they were saying, like the girl squatting, they were like, oh, but she was like holding that position for like 30 minutes or something, where in the show, it makes it seem like it's going so quick. Yeah. Someone's like, oh, how could she not hold the squatting position, you know?
Like a minute, yeah.
Yeah. And she said it too, right when she happens, like, why did I squat? But that, first of all, it's so scary and so traumatizing. Like, they have little ink pouches that like pop when you
get unalived.
So scary. I was like, oh my God, if that happened, I would literally think they actually shot me or something like that. I'd be so scared. And then they fall so dramatically. And I saw a contestant talk about like how they're like, did you have to like fake and be dramatic? Like, no, but they told you if your unaliving was more dramatic, you'd have a better chance of it airing. Because someone went, like they were like, I would do the same thing.
Especially when there's like what, 400, almost 400 contestants or whatever. Like you have to stand out somehow. Even now, that's why like I'm watching it, but I'm not like so into it because they don't like give in all the other shows like Big Brother or like Survivor and stuff. You get to like know contestants and like root for them, and then this one you don't really get to know anyone. They're all like you don't know anyone's names, all the numbers.
I don't know names or numbers. I can tell you like certain people, like the one who bonded with the old man or something. You know, like I kind of know that, but that's all I know. I don't know anything else. Yeah,
so it's hard to like get like so invested in it. It's kind of a weird. It's like a weird little show. Not to bring up Mr. Beast. It's like a drink game. This Bolognese, Scotty Sire, Mr. Beast. Didn't Mr. Beast do? Yes, he did. So did they rip him off? No, I think. Well, they have the Squid Game IP. So. How is he able to do that? Mr. Beast? Like, I have no idea. It was just like kind of like a parody kind of thing, I guess. Yeah. Maybe. Why is it called Squid Games? I watched the show, but I forget why it was called Squid Game. I have no idea. Is it good? Is it in English or subtitles? It's subtitles, but you can have the option to make it like dubbed in English, but the dub isn't that good, so it's like the acting isn't as good in like the English. Okay. Which is weird. Like, how can you not find a good English actor or American speaking actor? Yeah, to like, I guess it's hard to like for some random person to come in and like do the voice to someone who's actually there acting. Right. I feel like I'd be good at it. We'd both be good at that. I think. I don't think so. I can't even act, so I don't think I would do. See, I think you're an amazing actor. No, so. I definitely can't. I'm not good. I would love to be an actress. I'm just not good at it. I think you're better than you think. I've never done it. Like, I've never done it like professionally or anything, so I don't know. And I've never been casted as like a lead in a play, so I have no idea if I'm good. I would assume I'm not because I'm not casted. No, see, I think like if you were in a like say like White Lotus or anything really, I think that you would just become the character, so it wouldn't even be acting. Like you'd be lost in the role, which would be like it would be good acting, but you wouldn't think that you're acting. I think I would be the method actor. I think I would be the one that people are like scared of. You know what I mean? Much like Abel on The Idol, because Lily Rose was like he would get into method acting. I'd be scared of him. I think that would be me. I think I would like think I'm that person because I kind of think I'm like that person. And White Lotus would be perfect because honestly, if I just play someone like myself, it would be just the best. You know what I mean? If you need like a podcast host on the show or something like that, I would be so amazing. I just saw Mike White in something else. There was a clip and he was in it. Oh God, I can't think of what it was, but he's been in everything. I would love to be on that show. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's because I'm pregnant. I don't think any other reason. Season 4. Season 4. I'm pregnant again. We're dating 2 and done, but I always feel like when you say that, then there's like a third that just pops along. Surprise. I don't know, man. It's crazy, yeah. But yeah, the Squid Game. I watched it because it was all over TikTok, so I was like, all right, let's watch it. But I heard a lot of contestants got like hypothermia and stuff, right? And then like trying to sue Netflix. Which is like, I don't think they can because it's like, I feel like these shows. Your life away. Literally. Yeah. I remember, I think Celebrity Big Brothers, like if you die, it's like you can't sue us. I think there's like, they literally, so I don't think they can do that. I mean, and also like the food, there wasn't like a lot of food and stuff like that. Because I know Love is Blind was getting sued because of that same situation. Like they weren't fed or I wonder how they found all these people. Like just casting. There's a lot of like OF boys. Oh. Yeah. You think they're on there to promote it? The magazine, the polyester one, they did an interview and like the title is like Trish talks about OF, this and that. And I'm like, I really think I'm going to end it soon. And not for any reason. It was a good run, you know, but I think I'm going to end it soon. Like I said, I'm manifesting a TV show. So I think it's like time to put that to rest. And I think it's going to be in my TV talk show eras. I just gotta make sure I get that TV show and secure the bag. You know what I mean? Because that was like surviving for a minute. But I think I'm ready to close that chapter because I mean, so many people ask me about interviews and like today in the polyester one, like one of the top things was Trisha talks OF this and that. I was like, that's not like, I mean, it's fine. I don't mind talking about it or whatever. But I'm like, that's the title, and it's like I don't know if I want that association anymore. You know, and again, it was so great and like it's up for the time being. But yeah, I don't know. You know, it's a weird thing when you like evolve from that or just I don't know, just in general. I know, like I said, who made Iggy Azalea made like $50 million on hers. Did you see that? It was Iggy Azalea made like $50 million and like Cardi B made like $80 million or something in 1 year. Holy crap. I was like, well, I mean, I'd keep mine up if I was making $50 million a year. That's crazy. Or the Bad Baby making like $15 million a month. I'm like, what are they doing on there? It's wild. It's crazy. And it is good. Like, it is good for so many people. It's really good, like, money, like you said, for, like, people that would post that stuff anyways, if you're going to post sexy stuff anyways. And that's kind of how I always saw it. I was like, well, I used to just post, like, nudes for free on Twitter and whatever like that. So I was like, this is a good way to make money or whatever. And it is good. But I think there's a new chapter, a new era of Trish coming. And I think it's going to be daytime talk show.
Trish. And I'm ready for a daytime Emmy.
Yes. Oh, I really need to bring my Emmy. I keep forgetting.
Oh, that's right. Woo, these pantyhose. Okay, sorry. Let me just do that. Ugh. Squeezing my baby, I think. Oh my gosh, that's wild. I was running in my JCPenney TikTok and everyone's like, baby Elvis, like under the little emoji shake face. So I was like, I know, poor baby in there.
I love that. It was giving me very Hunger Games when you were running.
Oh, I felt like I was in Hunger Games. I was out of breath. I was actually running. I was so scared. I film myself because like there's always, I think, people following me, but there's people around. So I'm like, just in case, I want them to know that I'm like filming. And in case something does go down, I can just like pan over, you know what I mean? I'm always ready to film with something, especially at the Northridge Mall. I didn't know about that. That's crazy. No one talked about the Black Friday.
Yeah, I don't think anyone got hurt.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah, there was like there's some, because you know I get the crime alerts, so I saw. Yeah.
Oh, you saw. That's like
I get all the tea.
Casey Neistat was an impulsive. Do you want to talk about more David Dobrik news? Or are we over David Dobrik?
Wait, what was he? Did he talk
Did
about
you
the
watch
document? No, I saw a little bit of it, a headline though. Was it about did he say something about the documentary or something?
First of all, let's just be clear. I don't really care for Casey Neistat, so I don't want to sound any sort of bias on this, but he's a little bit of a flip-flopper. All of a sudden, he's doing press again for this documentary. It's the same one that came out at South by Southwest like a couple of years ago, and he's doing all this press for it, or like kind of press about it, and like hyping it up and stuff like that, but he's like, oh, I don't know if I want to release it. He's saying it's not about the check, because basically, I think Mike asked him, he's like, oh, if it's like the right money, he's like, oh, I don't even care about the money. So people are like, okay, so then release it on your YouTube channel. It has like 10 million subscribers. But he's like, no, he wants like CNN or like a news thing to like pick it up and be like, CNN presents like this David Dobrik thing. And he said he doesn't care about the money. But I'm like, So, and then on the other hand, I saw, this is like the cow, and I think Casey Neistat admitted this. I think he called himself a coward, which I always love when people can admit that they're a coward, COLLEEN. I always think that's like self-aware somewhat. So I was like, all right, I'll give him some points for admitting that. So he said he was kind of coward because he says he still really likes David. He really valued their friendship. And he's like, it just shows both sides. He's like, I show like there's victims. Oh, so basically he was saying there's like victims of that haven't even come out yet. That's not public. That haven't made their stories public, that reached out to him, and he kind of like shared their stories. And David cut all ties off with him. Like once he knew that this documentary wasn't just like a fluff piece, because originally I think it was just like, Casey said it was just about the rise. He never saw anyone rise so quickly as David, and he was his friend, so he was just there. And then the victims came forward. The first one, the case about Dom and all that stuff, first came forward. So he's like filming that. Then of course the Jeff incident and stuff like that. He was like kind of filming that. And so I guess there's like victims that people haven't heard from that I think stay anonymous in the documentary. But he's like, I want their stories heard, and they want their stories out there. Because I think Mike or Logan then asked like, well, what do they want? Like, what do the victims want? You know, David's kind of already had like a downfall, and he's like, he's just to get their stories heard basically. But Casey doesn't want to put it out unless a news organization picks it up. And so everyone's like, okay, well then you're just saying, you say you don't want the money, but it's basically for the money. And then on the other hand, he's like, oh, I'm a coward about it. And it's like, well, okay, didn't I guess just say that. But it's weird. He's like on this kind of like I said, doing this like the press tour about it. Yeah. And I don't know if he's just, again, trying to get it out there so a news like Hulu picks it up or something. I'm not sure. But no one's seen it because I think it was only at South by Southwest, and there's no way to pay for it or anything like that. So I would like to see it. I would like to see it because I guess he's just like, as a filmmaker, he's like, he's not in it. Casey's like not in it. He's literally just making the film. So I was like, wow, you put all that work into it. But it is kind of like, I don't know. The fact that he says he still like likes David and wishes they could be friends and talk and stuff like that, it is kind of weird. It's like, okay, so you know the stories of these other victims that were hurt by him.
Maybe he wants David to buy it.
Oh, right. Like buy him out. Be like,
because he's now selling the movie. That's what he's doing. He's trying to still sell it and say how sensational it is. It's going to hurt his relationship, so the price goes up. That's
true. That's interesting.
So,
because he says in the interview
that basically he's out there to sell it. That's what he's doing now.
Yeah, I would love to buy it. I wish I could buy it.
If we win the lottery.
Yeah, if I win the lottery. Oh yeah, I want to know this story because he says, and he actually says, he's like, David and Natalie, they're not victims. Like he's like, he makes it very clear, which a lot of people don't know that either about Natalie. Like she is also very calculated and cold and conniving and all of that stuff like that. I can say that 100%. I think anyone can attest to that 100%. And it would be very interesting because I know other people too that have, David Dobrik stories and like the horror they went through, or the trauma they went through. It was on some of those videos, and they just haven't come forward. So I would be interested to know who is on there and their stories. And I think it's just important in general to get it out there. I think that's kind of ick of Casey Neistat. Like you have these stories, they want their voices heard. You can be unbiased enough to like share their story. You know, you're not promoting it or anything. You're just saying this is what's happened and you're not putting it out there. I think that's kind of it, because it's like the more people who come forward, the more justice can be done. You know what I mean? Because there's really nothing that has been done. David hasn't fallen. David left YouTube on his own accord. He's making $1 million on Snapchat a month or more probably. And it's just like, yeah, the other Blog Squad people or whatever, they've all fallen, whatever, but they're not the core. Like David is the core. David is the one whose like responsibility it was to have safety people on call. Like he's a production. He's making millions of dollars a month. Like he should have had, you know, all the resources in place and, you know, making sure everyone's protected and stuff like that, because you are at this point responsible for people and you put them on he would film just random people and like put them on his vlog. And it's so, that to me is also really weird and bizarre, because like even when I'm at the drive-thru or something, I never would ever have my camera on someone else just to assume that they'd want to be in the vlogs. And even if they did want to be in the vlogs, like a lot of times they were drinking. You can't consent when you're drinking, or, you know, you're underage. You can't consent when you're underage, even if you're a kid, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think it's weird that he put so many people's faces out there and not more has been done, like more lawsuits or legal action, because it is like you're monetizing off them, you're profiting off them, and then also making like a mockery of them where it's just out there forever, you know? So I was kind of surprised more people haven't come forward about that stuff, you know? Like I never signed a release. I never consented to like half the stuff on there. And granted, it's different. I was an influencer and I was benefiting off of it. So it's like a little different. I was like consenting, obviously, whether it was whatever, to be on it, but so many people weren't. So that's what I always think is like kind of bizarre that he got away with so much. And then there's trauma. There's people who just like suffered like mental trauma. And then there's some people who've had like physical trauma or like physical, or like lost their jobs or like lost, you know, whatever, couldn't get a job after that. I don't know. There's so many things. I don't know what his angle is. Casey, I never just like his vibes. I've been in his, like, what would you call it? Vicinity. I've been in his vision, like, you know, multiple times, like, you know, a handful of times, and never has acknowledged me ever. And again, people will be like, okay, Trish, not everyone has to acknowledge you. I get that. But when there's like a setting of like 5 people, then you say hi to every single person but the female. It just always gave me bad vibes. You know what I mean? Not calling him a misogynist, but, you know, just, I don't know. He was kind of weird. Never looked at me, never even made eye contact. Like there could be 3, it could be me, David, and like Jason, and like just never made eye contact with me, like as if I didn't exist. It was very bizarre. And again, it's not anything I take personal. It's not like I'm a big Casey Neistat fan or anything like that, but the vibes, you know, you just know. Sometimes you're just like, that's a weird vibe. And I always said that about him. I always like, kind of gives me weird vibes. On one hand, I do think he's like talented, obviously. He's a big YouTuber and he films stuff really cool. And like, you know, I think it's kind of weird that he's like you said, it is kind of interesting that he's trying to be like, well, you know, this could ruin David's career and David won't talk to me because of it, but I don't know. And I want a news organization. I don't want money, but I want it to be CNN. Like, I don't know. It's
he's first most, he's a great businessman.
Yeah.
Bigger than being a big YouTuber, he's a big businessman and he done a lot of great business. But there's a point where documentary documents things that has to do with alleged crimes. At that point, it has to change. It has nothing to do anymore with how much you're getting paid or whatever. You have to put it out.
Yeah.
For some people to see, at least, to get a better understanding of what happened.
Yeah, it's also like integrity. These people are trusting you with their story, and you have this story, and they want their story out there. Like, there is a certain, like, if someone came to me and it's like, I need to tell my story, and your place is the place to do it, I was like, okay, well, then yeah, come tell it. I have the platform for it, and he has the platform. He has enough respect from people, like, in all genres that would watch it and listen. And it could help so many people that, like, have their stories and maybe they weren't validated, or people wrote it off as drama or them seeking a paycheck. I mean, even Jeff was accused of like doing all this for like a paycheck and for whatever. I'm just like, it's so bizarre to me. And I think and he still gets it. I saw it on our podcast too. People still are like, oh, these people are so like thirsty. They're still like bringing this up for money and views and stuff like that's like, this is like a traumatic, especially Jeff. I mean, he had like this traumatic life-changing thing that like changed his whole life, and someone took zero accountability. Not only did he take zero accountability, they were kind of making sure like, okay, don't, you know, with the editing of his documentary and just still like manipulating it and like, okay, don't put this out, and just controlling this like narrative is crazy. Or also just making him look like it was his fault. Like it's beyond like victim shaming. It's almost just like they became this like, it's like monsters. It's like this really crazy thing where they're like redoing this narrative, and Casey saying all this stuff and teasing all this stuff and having stories of like other victims. It's like, put it out. Like, just, you have 10 million subscribers on your YouTube, like put it out. People are going to watch it. You can monetize it if that's what you're looking for. Like, I'm so confused by the whole, he wants a news outlet to do it. Like you said, maybe he's just baiting to try to get money from David or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah. And
maybe
Prestige,
he's the baiter.
like he wants to be the big producer, director, and
it
Prestige.
Adds like
and,
a level when if he's saying like a CNN or something, it just is like a flex kind of thing. You know,
Yeah.
It's like, I think that's a complex a lot of YouTubers like have to get like that validation from like traditional media, and especially like a filmmaker vibe, like a Casey. I can see like the desire to kind of break out and to be taken seriously as like a filmmaker, documentarian, whatever it is. But yeah, I don't like that to tease it and like hype it up by using like other people's trauma, like, and you're kind of like back. That would be like if you had the Gypsy Rose exclusive and you were like, oh, she told me all of this stuff, but you know, I'm not gonna post it. She told me what really happened, blah blah blah. But until CNN comes and pays me, or HBO, like I'm not gonna. You have kind of like a moral obligation at some point. Definitely. If you're including like victims and you're using them to like make your documentary better.
I support it. I support the documentary. I think it should be released. I'm just kind of like, I don't know.
I kind of forgot about it too because it was so long ago.
Definitely. That's what everyone's saying. Everyone's saying that too. They're like, oh, it's so long ago. Like, you know, bringing this up again seems kind of odd if you're not releasing it. But maybe he's just, like you said, fishing, like hoping someone buys it and pays for it. But at this point, just put it out. Like, you made the movie, it's done. No one is picking it up, so just put it out yourself.
Just put it
out. Could be huge. Like on, you know, I think Paris Hilton has like a documentary that's like 100 million views or something, you know, so it could be a huge thing. David Dobrik is a monster, so I feel like he should be, this is another one that should be, it is frustrating sometimes to like see people just like, because again, there's cancellations and there's, you know, problematic pasts and stuff like that. But it's like, then there's people who've like actually hurt. There's people that they've hurt. There's like, there's people. And when you've done that and it's just, there's no justice. In fact, you're just bigger or you make more money or whatever. It's probably so frustrating for those people. You know, you're just like, what the hell? Like you altered my whole life, or I can't like work because of you. And I don't know, especially like Jeff's different. He's an influencer and he can, you know, obviously it was bad what happened, but he can like make money and do all this stuff. But these other victims who are not looking for a paycheck or views, or, you know, they can't, like I said, I always think you should be able to monetize. Like Jeff, like this has affected his whole life. Like talk about it forever, write a book about it, do a movie about it, because like you should. But then there's people who just don't have those platforms or don't have a desire to, and they're really benefiting nothing. You know, they really just got hurt in the shit end of it while this other person gets money and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'd have a lot more respect for Casey if he put it out there. You know what I mean? Even if I like didn't like him, like I still want to watch it. You know what I mean? I still want to see it. Maybe he'll send me a link. I think he offered to send Keemstar a link back in the day, and I was like, "Well, send me a link. I want to see it." I want to see it. You know, I don't know.
I'm and like everything that happened with the vlog squad, like the rise and fall was so fast, and like there's such like a whiplash there that it's still like very, very interesting, and like I get why people are still kind of like fascinated in a way.
Definitely, I think it's always one of those things where you just because they were just so massive. They were so big, so massive, and then it's just like I don't know where'd they all go, what happened, you know.
It really is insane. It's so insane. Like I don't know. They ran the freaking show. They got me good. Like I had the clickbait merch. I was in it. David was like my number one crush for a long time. I was like fully.
Oh my God. When I like originally like left that group and I started talking about David, oh my God, I got so much hate. That 2019 was like the worst year ever. Everyone hated me for like, it was crazy. It was so bizarre. I felt like I was in crazy land and stuff like that for like, you know, going out of the friend group and stuff. Even their friend group, like group messages I would see, and I would just be like, they're so culty. Like, don't, you know, Trisha's this, that. It's like the stuff you hear, you're just like, oh my God, it's so crazy. And then hearing some insight from Jeff too, I'm like, oh, it's so fascinating how like they alienate you. But also their audience like attacked me so much. It was so crazy. And I was like, now there's no audience. There's no like Vlog Squad fan. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy how the turned have tabled.
Yeah, that's the theme of the episode.
That is the theme of the episode. And yeah, I never like wish for anyone's downfall, especially like the supporting players, you know what I mean? It's like that's all they had, and they rode the wave, and you know, with the exception of Scotty, who's very talented and good looking, the other ones just didn't have much to fall back on. So you know, I feel bad. You never want to see someone's downfall. You know, I wish they could have parlayed it, and maybe like I said, maybe they invested really big and they're living large. I don't know. We don't know.
The other day I went to go see like what's everyone kind of like up to.
Did you?
But yeah, I mean, like, you know, there's some that have like really successful podcasts, and they have some that are.
I know where you're going. I wish them all well. I hope everyone has monetary blessings. They maybe need to manifest it. Go buy a lotto ticket. You know what I mean? There's no shame in some game. There's no shame.
I saw David kind of recently, and I was kind of gagged. I was like,
Horror Nights?
Over the spring. It was like spring break. I saw him at an event. At a fashion show.
Oh.
Yeah, he was.
Random.
That's why it's so random. Like, he still gets a lot of brand deals. Like, he was paid to come to this event. You know?
No, that's the thing. It's like he never he never fell. He like chose to get off YouTube and then kind of found other ways. I don't know. I'm so far removed from it. Like nothing about David appeals. Like I have no curiosity at all. Like what's he posting on Snapchat? Oh, what's his pizza? Like to me, it's just boring. And which is maybe is the best way to be. But they all were boring. And then David now really is just like boring. But I think he's just being like low key and trying to be hiding from everything because he knows his time's coming. Like if there are more victims, if there's more stories coming out, like be held accountable. Like take some accountability. And like honestly, I don't know how he didn't go to jail over Jeff. Like it's crazy. Like I guess that person has to press charges and he didn't or something like that. But that's like I don't know. It's actually some of the stuff he does is insane. Also, he would like drive so fast. I'm surprised he's never gone to jail. Like he's just so reckless and stuff with his like life. So, anyways, I hope he takes accountability somehow. Always comes back around. You know what I mean? Like. I know the David's always a little like I'm so far removed from it, so it really doesn't like affect me. Like I look at it as like an outside perspective, as if I don't know them because I truly don't. I'm just like I don't know those people anymore. But anyone defending him too, side eye.
I guess I'm just easily influenced because I was hardcore for that boy.
That's crazy. What
Isn't
was
that
it?
wild?
I mean, he was charming.
But I guess you were the gateway because I didn't start watching until you.
Oh,
so
no.
yeah, it is kind of you.
So sorry. That's always the worst when like I found this person through you. I'm like. I apologize. Oops. Yeah, oops. That's wild. That's so funny. People have said that, and I'm like, that's crazy to me. I mean, it was kind of a big deal before David. Coded,
but then you were like the gateway for like girlies and gays, I think.
I was the gateway.
Yeah, you were the gateway.
Definitely. Yeah, it is. It's funny. Whenever I'm paired with people like know me for like being associated with people at certain times, but I'm like, I was big before David. I wasn't really big before Shane. Shane was like the first one to put me up like that. But like I was friends with Shane, who was like the biggest YouTuber from like 2007 to like 2012 or something like that. So David kind of like took over that. And then I was like friends with him and stuff like that. But it's like Shane kind of put me on the map. And then David, I'm sorry, I wasn't a Vlog Squad member. I was like a star. You know what I mean? Like I was here as like a co-star. You know, I wasn't like a Vlog Squad. I was a big YouTuber in this mix. You know what I mean? And like Tana and Casey and all those people, they would come through, but they weren't there like day in, day out. You know what I mean? I was like really made those vlogs, I think, because I feel like he had his pop-off era when I was there. You know what I mean?
That's
I think
true.
He was big a little bit. I'd never heard of him before, but like he was kind of big. 2017 is when I met them. And then I feel like 2018 was like their year, and that was the year I was in it. So
that was when everything exploded because I mean that year was like the streamies year, and you know it all kind of like became a whole thing after that.
Yeah, and I really like to think I was a big part of that because I honestly swear, hand to Bible, never heard of the Vlog Squad before I met them. Like, no idea.
Me too. Like, not even just because I'm here, but like genuinely, like that was the reason I discovered. I was like, I wanted to see more of Trisha, so then I went to like because you would get like your perspective a little bit, and then it would do like the edited like
right, the
vlog.
super fast.
Yeah.
And again, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like, I know I'm the star. This is why the show works because I know I'm the star, but I was always bad at editing. Like, I don't edit myself. But I think the edit it emphasizes my stardom. You know what I mean? So like obviously David was good at editing, but I was the star. It's not like people were tuning in for David. They're tuning in for David's edits and fast-paced thing. And like it was me in the scenes. You know what I mean?
And David's not even the star of his own vlogs
No.
either. So it's
that's what's so messed up is like everyone else. And that's why I feel bad for his little Vlog Squad members when they fall because they were kind of the stars of the vlog too and they didn't get paid. And yes, they got some subscribers here and there. But once David stopped appearing in their videos and like no one cared and stuff like that. So it's like they should have gotten paid for it. Then they wouldn't be falling off. You know what I mean? They could have like saved their money or something like that. But I guess Corinna's doing good. She like made a bunch on OF. Yeah, she was like
Corinna's
popping.
killing it.
I heard she like bought a private jet. She never liked me, but I just think she's pretty. I think she's so pretty. Yeah.
I don't like know. To me, she's out of all of them like the most mysterious. Like I feel like I know the least about Corinna.
Yeah.
Because she just even when she was like in her doing her bits and stuff, like her bits were really about like Toddy or whatever. Like I don't know.
It was never like her
personality.
Which is smart. I think like keeping that like facade is kind of like smart, you know what I mean? So people don't know too much about you. She still supports David, which is like annoying, but
does she? I guess I saw she did like a TikTok with him a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Or something,
I mean, I guess that's just that's how she came up. But she could do fine without him now, but you know what I mean?
She would do you think she would make more than David? I kind of think maybe.
I feel like maybe too, from what I've heard from her, like OF and stuff like that, which is crazy. Man, some of these OF girls really got it. They really got their bag. I thought I got a bag, but they got a bag.
Damn.
Yeah, I've never made $15 million in a month. Like that's wild. That's wild. That's amazing. I think it's so good for them though. I was like, that's really cool. Off your body. Like I think that's what's empowering is like literally just your body, which costs you absolutely nothing. And you're just like showing it. And some people show just in a bikini. Some people don't even show the whole thing. I'm like, That's amazing. Like, that's so cool. Like, your body just made you $15 million just being art.
Yeah, and that's
like
why
that.
like OF, at least like the creator, not even just women, like any creator has like the autonomy over like what they show, what they don't show,
Yeah.
what they create, what they post, you know? So it is kind of like, and you have people who are willing to, the hard-earned coins, spend a lot.
Oh,
you
no.
know? Like,
That's one thing I've always been appreciative of, like, OF and the people on there is, like, yeah, they're spending, like, money to, like, see this, and I appreciate that because they're not stealing it, they're not pirating it, which now it's, like, it's hard to do because, like, I have a site that, like, clears that. Like, they look for the stuff like that, but the people who try to pirate it or whatever like that, I'm like, ugh. But the people who pay for it, support it, like, I think that's amazing, you know? And I think that's, like, they're supporting art, they're supporting the person, keeping the economy stimulated, the flow. I love all of it. I think that's, like, I think that's good karma for you if you're, like, supporting your local OF model. Like, that's good financial karma. When you put it out, it comes back to you. You're supporting them. You'll get it back to you. Yeah, I like it. I'm about it. And I think, like you said, it's safe. People are online. People are in control of their own pages for the most part.
consensual.
Yeah, you can then show what you want to show and don't show what you want to show. And it's cool. It's empowering. Like, someone like me would never have been able to make money off, like, my naked body, like, off Playboy or traditional, you know, adult stuff, you know, like that. But because of OF, there's an audience that wanted to see it that mainstream people would never know about. So I'm always appreciative of it. It literally has been my biggest income my entire life. It's, like, crazy. Like, in 1 year and only on OF, I made what I made for, like, 10 years on YouTube. So it's a blessing. It's so cool. But I think there's a new chapter coming. Not yet. I still need it now, but there will be a chapter coming soon. I'm manifesting that.
Did you see the drama between Corinna and like another OF girl this past
Oh,
year?
I did.
That was so.
Yeah.
With Becky Hill literally copying Corinna's like Instagram
What team are you on?
post.
What team are you on?
I think I've seen
Team
Corinna
Corinna?
by default, right? Because it's like, I mean, to copy someone's exact pose and Instagram and then their exact caption.
Yeah.
But I'm almost like, if she's trolling, if Becky Hill is trolling by like copying Corinna, then I'm like, that's kind of camp, I guess.
I don't think she's trolling. I think she wants to probably be like Corinna. Like, you know, she looks up to her. It's like me with Pamela Anderson or anyone, you know. So you just steal their poses. So I think she was just probably doing it for sure. But I do, and I love Corinna. But I do think maybe it was like a little weird to call, like, is it that important to call someone out? You know, I think it's funny if I call out Kim Kardashian for copying me because, like, clearly she's not or whatever.
Sure.
Like, who cares? But it's like funny. But it's like this smaller, or I don't know if she's smaller, but I'm assuming she's a little smaller than Corinna, like calling her out, who obviously is like looking up to you in some way. It's one thing if she was like, I don't know, stealing your content, stealing your merch ideas, but like stealing a pose and a caption. Like, does it really affect your Instagram? You know, because Corinna gets like 1 million likes. She gets so many likes.
She's not losing anything.
Yeah, and I would never have known this Brecky girl. Like, I didn't know anything about her. And to me, they all look the same. Corinna does stand out to me. Corinna is like a one of a kind. So I thought it was kind of weird that she would like call her out. It's also like, is this the most important thing happening? You know, it's not like she's on a podcast talking about it to monetize it. You know, it's like, yeah, we talk about stupid stuff on here, but it's like we're monetizing it. You know what I mean? She's just like calling her out just to call her out. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I guess that's like her art. So if someone's like plagiarizing your art, I feel like that's the only thing I can like equate it to. Even though it seems like so silly and unserious,
Yeah.
I get it would be annoying if someone like, if you made a song and then someone's kind of like copying your song or whatever.
Oh, that happened
you
to
know?
me. That's happened to me for sure. This girl, I don't even want to. That's what I'm saying. It just sounds bad when you say it because I had a girl copy my music video to the exact concept, the location. She got my music video director, my choreographer, my hairstylist. She did the exact same ponytail I had in Fat Chicks, like literally down to a T. And I was, at the time I was so pissed at my director, at my choreographer, at the hairstylist. My hairstylist giving her my exact pony. And I was like, what? Like, she copied everything to a T. And it bothered me for so long. But like, where am I going to talk about this? Where am I going to say it and why? Like, what's the point? Like,
yeah.
It's so annoying because Fat Chicks, I do feel, was relatively original. Like, as far as my hair. And I thought it was like an original idea to me. So I was a little bit annoyed that she like took every single little detail that I had and like style. Oh, there was like solid color walls behind me in that same video. So she did basically the same video with a different song. And it wasn't like an homage or anything like that. I'm not Britney Spears. I'm not My Chemical Romance. You know what I mean? So it's this very weird thing, and I was like so annoyed, and it is annoying. It's annoying, so I get it, but it's also like there's people dying. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like even back then when I was like feisty, I didn't even make a video about it because I was like, I don't know. This person's like lesser in the sense of like lesser views and not a big audience. No one's really gonna see it. Like, am I gonna bring attention to this?
Yeah.
You know, it's frustrating, but
Now that you say that, I do feel bad because now everyone's like commenting on like Brecky's Instagram saying like it's not an original thought, blah, 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 blah. So now she's getting a lot of heat too. So I do kind of feel bad. But it's also like, is it that hard to change up the caption a little bit?
Yeah,
like,
you could, yeah. Just switch it up a little bit.
Is it hot in here or is it just me? Like,
was that the caption?
Yeah, Corinna had that caption. And then,
but then there's that argument, like, is it that original?
Literally, that's the other thing too.
Like, is it hot in here? That's a common saying.
But Brecky was copying like even like the emoji usage too. So same
wild.
Emojis.
Well,
yeah.
I think she just looks up to her. I totally get Corinna being annoyed. Like, it is annoying. I've had people copy me to a T, but I don't know. It's like the person's looking up to you, I guess. People usually call it out too. Like, if you're trying to be, like, there's people who try to be like me, you know what I mean? People will say, like, oh, she's trying to be like Trish or something. So I don't really have to call it out.
Yeah.
It's fine. And I try to be like everybody. So I'm like the last person to copy. Well, they copied me. Okay, I copied someone else, I'm sure. But,
you start seeing me copying Brooke's Instagram captions and everything.
Like you said, then there's some fun too. I feel like there is something funny. I think someone else did that too, where they were like they were copying someone's like caption. Maybe it was like Kylie. I've seen people do it or whatever, where they copy exactly everything. I think it's funny.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, and like I said, I take it as a compliment, I guess, if someone's trying to copy you. And like, I don't think it affects Corinna, but
Brecky, if you need some help writing captions, I'll write you a little joke.
That's nice. Dang. Oh my god.
Like the hot tub picture. So they both had a photo in a hot tub. Be like,
what would you have posted? What was the caption they had?
Is it hot in here or is it just me? I'd be like, come take a dip. I don't know. We'll workshop it.
I would put, if they're in a jacuzzi, I would be like, this turkey's all hot and bothered. Come stuff me.
That's good.
I mean, it kind of works because they're hot and bothered. Maybe it's like something more like I'm hot and bothered.
But what if it's not Thanksgiving?
Oh, I thought it was Thanksgiving. I thought it was a Thanksgiving. Maybe it was. Okay, no, don't do that. Then you just say, hot and bothered. Who wants to? I don't know. I'm so bad at captions. I might be the worst. But you're so good. Like, you come up with all our titles. Like, I'm always shocked with the rest of people when I see the titles. I'm always just like, okay. Like, at first it scared me because I remember when we started this podcast, I'm like, I was in my 2-year sabbatical of like being drama free. I was like, this is not a drama podcast. This is just fun. And then like, it was like, Trisha exposes this. I was like,
I love those little words. It's so silly.
At this point, I'm just like, whatever, just post literally anything because I had to like, I just don't look. I'm like, oh, it sounds like so aggressive, but you know it, you get it, you get the clicks, you get the views, you're very good at it.
We'll workshop it, Brecky, though. We got
Brecky.
you.
What a great name.
That is Brecky Hill. That's a good name.
Brecky Hill? Yeah, like Brecky is cute. It's unique.
Like breakfast.
Ooh, a little Brecky.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I love it. She was cute.
Brecky's the most important meal of the day.
That should be her tagline.
You can have that for free, Brecky. I got you.
That's such a good one.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good one. That one. Oh, Brecky. Okay, Brecky killing it. I mean, people are probably going to go search Brecky now and publicity.
And then when her big comeback post, like her Brecky's reputation era, she could be like, I'm not a copycat. Like Corinna.
Oh my God, that's so good. Oh, I like that. I love it. I'm not a copycat.
I'm gonna like message her. I'm like, girl.
I love that.
Some artistic
gosh.
direction.
I love everyone in their eras. Everyone's doing eras now.
Yeah.
James Charles did the eras.
Oh my God, the James Charles era.
Did you see Colleen's era birthday party?
No.
Mm-hmm.
She had an era's
The
birthday.
whole theme was era.
Was it her eras? Or Taylor era?
It was Taylor.
Eras.
And all the Swifties were like, don't use Taylor as your comeback, as your way in. The Swifties don't mess around.
We can see right through it. We see right through it. I saw the cake. I didn't know this was her.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Stop trying to be cool.
Oh, my God.
You know, there's some people that just annoy you, everything they do. It's like, stop.
I wouldn't even do that.
I know. I thought it was for like her kids or something. I was like, is this like her
your
birthday?
Big age.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, there's so many cringy things. I think when someone's like an awful person, like everything they do is just like
That's
cringy.
True, yeah.
But then it's like, then you try to do something mainstream, you're like, stop. You know what I mean? LOHANTHONY's in the army. Speaking of YouTubers.
Oh my God.
That's great.
No, it's sad.
Wait, is it sad?
Yeah.
Wait, why?
Because he.
Wait, is it?
Yeah, because he like he went through like conversion therapy and stuff. Yeah. So there's a lot. He's like.
Wait, did he convert? Is he back to straight?
Yeah, he like it was a couple years ago. Like he kind of like disappeared off the internet, and then it came out that he's like homophobic now actually, and like he went through like conversion therapy, and like he's like all about he's like very very religious but like extreme almost. So
no, wait.
Yeah.
What is conversion therapy? Like, what do they do in it?
It's basically it's just like it gets in your head that like homosexuality is like a huge sin. And that it's like not real, and that it's chosen, and it just kind of like manipulates, gaslights, and makes you feel like you can choose to be straight, and it makes you like hate like homosexuality, basically.
So is it like something like, are they physically doing something? Are they giving them chemicals or shocking or?
I don't think so. As far as I know, it's just like, it's kind of like a warping the mind, basically.
But how is that even possible? I have to feel like they're like shocking them or something because people look so scared after they go to conversion therapy. And it's like, okay, what are they saying? Because like there's just nothing that could alter my brain that much. Like it's not even hypnotherapy could be like, stop eating, you know? It's like there must be something they're doing.
I know there's like a lot of technique. Like think about like cults and stuff. Like if you isolate someone and you kind of like take kind of almost like what Rosanna was saying, like when she was like in that Scream Queen show, it's like if you isolate someone and you take away like all their basic needs and stuff and you like regulate everything and like you're in complete control over them, like you almost like wipe their slate clean mentally and then you can warp them to be anything you want. Like
that's scary.
It is really
I didn't know that was like a thing, like the brainwash. So you think it's
hard to say because
did they actually change you then? Like, is he straight? Is he attracted to women? Like, how does that?
No, I don't know. I mean, like it's like homosexuality is like, or any sexuality is kind of like, you know, it's like biological or whatever. Like it's not really like a decision. So
yeah,
it's kind of like suppressing. I guess in my opinion, it's like suppressing like your actual like attractions to men and stuff. So it's like you like bury it all, and now he's like in the military. I don't know. It's all kind of weird.
Oh my God. I thought like I hadn't heard from him. I thought, well, that's good. He had, you know, maybe he's the one who
chose it. Yeah.
But I didn't know about the conversion. I didn't know any of this.
Yeah. It was like, it came out a couple years ago. Yeah, it's very sad because he was so like, you know, flamboyant and everyone, that's how everyone loved him.
Yeah.
You
he
know?
was like twerking. And, yeah.
He was so like just gay, like flamboyant. And he was on freaking Drag Race for crying out loud.
The one here?
Yeah. Like he was like a featured like guest on Drag Race because he was so popular and so just like gay, you know?
Wow. Yeah. He was massive. That's so sad because like I saw shame on all the people making the memes. They're all like, oh, he's serving, like all the stuff like that. You know what I mean?
No.
So I thought it was like a fun thing. I was like, okay, everyone's like excited he's in the military. Where do those pictures come from?
I have no idea. Like,
He's not on social media.
The source is. I don't think so. I forget what exactly it was, but there was like a video when he came back. I don't think it was a YouTube video or anything, but he did post a video talking about like the Bible and like why he's straight now and stuff. And everyone's like, oh, like conversion therapy. So it's yeah, who knows?
They should not use the Bible or God. Like God would not be happy with you for like trying to like change somebody. Like that's so messed up that people use that because that's such a scary thing. Like God wants this and God this and stuff like that. And it's like God wouldn't want that. Like he'd be like so annoyed, and he's gonna be so annoyed with you when you have to go to like Judgment Day. He's gonna be like, wow, you try to change one of my creations, like you're gonna get punished. So if you really do believe in hell, you're gonna be the one going to hell because you're trying to change God's creation. And
like torturing someone to change.
Literally, no. I feel like they actually torture. I feel like they must do some physical something because like that's wild. Like it's almost like
to complete 180, like rewire someone's basically their whole brain. Like,
yeah, to like I don't want to use this phrase like beaten down into submission, but it's like, you know, you literally like get someone down there. It's like so crazy. It's so weird.
Yeah.
That's sad. Oh my God, that's so sad. I was so excited to see him. I was like, well, you know, he looked good. Like,
yeah,
you know, whatever. But that's literally so sad. Oh my God.
I know, and. I didn't even know this too. He was in the movie with like Timothy Chalamet.
Which one?
I don't know. It was this random. There's this photo of like Timothy Chalamet, LOHANTHONY, Lily Reinhart from Riverdale, like all in a car. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, he was so big. Like he was so everywhere, and again, you see someone like this kid just out of nowhere get so massive, and you're like, oh, that's so cool and stuff.
Yeah.
That's who put him in the conversion therapy. They should go to jail. They should go to hell.
Maybe his family. I'm assuming because it would have because he was underage, so it had to be like, you know.
Oh, that should be like child abuse, like trying to like.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so. Oh, he was underage when he went. Oh my God, he's like a
so,
child.
He's a kid. Yeah, I think. I wonder how old he is now. I don't even know. Like, what? I don't even know what
18.
his real name is.
I know. I don't either. I just saw LOHANTHONY joins the military, and I was like, oh my gosh, must be. Maybe he's
24 now.
Oh, and he just went to the military now. Oh.
I know. I'm like, he should come on. I don't think he ever will though, because he probably.
I know. Sometimes when it's like so heavy and serious like that, like it's like the JoJo situation where it's like, I'm like, do you understand the trauma you've gone through and you're still going through, and like you don't like it's so. I don't even think I can handle situations like that. Like someone, I don't know, and then it's almost like traumatizing to be like. I don't know, to like bring up their trauma. I don't know. It's so weird.
Yeah. Like maybe this is how he's going to be for the rest of his life, but maybe he comes around and realizes the stuff that he got put through. But I would love to know. That's a story I would love to know.
Me too. Like, actually, yeah, that kind of stuff. Hopefully one day people want to talk about it, you know what I mean, and share. Because I think it just like helps so many people who've gone through that. Because I've actually never known anyone that's done conversion. I didn't even think it was real. I didn't think it was like
hear about it anymore. Because I
guess because they get isolated and they just go in their own little world and are off of social media and stuff. That's wild. JoJo too, but I would have to ask them, like, those are the serious ones. I feel like there's very few people I'd get serious about. Yeah. But those kind of people, I'm like, are you okay? because I don't think you are. You know what I mean? And then they'll probably text me like, I don't want the interview to air. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, well, we have journalistic integrity to air it. You have to sign the paper beforehand.
Yeah.
So Zach Singh has you sign. They sent me paperwork to sign a release
steal a
before.
couple of his, and then we'll sign.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Can I have an extra?
yeah, it's like sign it beforehand. I was like, I guess that makes sense. That's. Actually, I've never had any issue with anybody not wanting the episode to air. Some people just want to edit things out, which is fine. But
Yeah.
lately, a lot of people have been wanting to see their episodes. It's like, okay, usually at the beginning, no one cares. Like, just air
It's
it.
literally because I already know. It's because even with us, like I forget what we talk about sometimes, and then I edit it, and I'm like, oh yeah. I feel like people get really lost in the conversation with you.
Definitely for sure, and I feel it too. I'm like, wow, they're really spilling the tea, and then they're like, actually, cut that part out. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's funny. It's funny that, but I'm the same way. There's. You know what? The only time I've ever asked to cut things out, if it's like it's talking about something I don't want to talk about or something like that, I'm gonna just cut that out or something. But other than that, I'm always just like, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Sometimes I probably should edit more things out than needed, but I would just say some stuff and it just goes out there. Like the interview with the Polyester magazine, I was reading the OF thing. I was like, God, did I say that? Because sometimes it was in our house and I'm so comfortable and it's just like, yeah, guy, and he's cool. And I was like, yeah, let's just say that. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, here I'm just being like, yeah, I did this, this, and this. I was like, oh my God, I'm just sharing way too much. No PR training here. But it's fine. Most hated TV characters. Did you see this list?
I didn't see this. Tell me.
Oh, this was kind of our. Do you watch TV?
A bit, yeah.
But you're not like a TV. Like, have you seen Sopranos, Walking Dead, or Breaking Bad?
No.
Have you seen Game of Thrones or Glee?
Yes, both.
Okay. Oh my God. We're literally so twins because I have the two that I have seen, which is Rachel Berry and Joffrey. And then in parentheses, I have the ones I didn't see. Sopranos, Walking Dead, and Breaking Bad. That was I haven't seen. These two I knew. I was like, okay, these two characters I know. These I have no idea.
Oh my God.
So it's funny. A list. Most of the characters were Game of Thrones. It was, number 1 was Joffrey. Number 2 was Ramsay Bolton Ramsay, the one that and then there was Cersei Lannister. It was like a ton of, you could bring it up.
I know, let's see.
But then there was a lot from Walking Dead and Sopranos. I'm like, I've never seen these. Breaking Bad. Rachel Berry was on the list from Glee as the most hated TV character. What? That makes sense. You have Joffrey and then you have Rachel Berry.
Oh, Will Schuster's number 5, Rachel Berry number 6.
Oh, well, I didn't know Will Schuster was
Will Schuster, 100%. That's a criminal.
Yeah, literally. Jump scare.
Rachel Berry, I liked Rachel, but I can see why people would hate her.
No.
You like
Rachel
her?
Berry is the Colleen of TV. She is just so awful.
You hate her? Yeah.
Rachel Berry?
Yeah.
What do you like about her? What do you like about her?
I think because she's very insecure. And this is me. I haven't watched it since it was actually on. But the one line I always remember is being a part of something special makes you special, right?
I don't even get it.
Her whole identity, she just wanted to be validated by being a part of something, that got accolades or whatever. So that is the one thing I related to her about. When I was younger, I was always just wanting to get validation from being a part of something, just being on a team or whatever.
But she tore everyone else out on her team and she was sabotaging people on the solos. And also,
get why she's on
Leah
the list.
Michelle also sabotaging background extras and doing weird stuff with threatening them and their wigs and all. You're nasty, girl.
Yeah.
All of it. The character's too close to the real thing and I can't stand her. I think she's so talented. I just can't stand her now. I look at her.
I'll never forget Haley Steinfeld when she was just starting out. She was filming something on the Paramount set where Glee was, and she was a big Leah Michelle fan, and she was so excited. She went up to Leah Michelle on the lot. She went "Hi, I'm Haley," and then Leah gave her a look, and then turned around and went back into her trailer. Isn't that crazy? Little Haley Steinfeld.
Who's Haley Steinfeld?
She was in Pitch Perfect.
That sounds like Leah
Michelle. She
Michelle.
lives down the street. Actually, she lives really close.
How do you know where everyone lives?
My friend's friends with Haley. So.
Oh my God, she literally lives down the street.
Yeah,
I've never seen her. Actually, I don't know who she is, so maybe I have seen her.
Jump scare though. Haley was Miranda Sings for Halloween once, but that was a while ago.
Oh my gosh,
that was a long time ago.
It's not wild. I say anyone who was a fan of Miranda Sings at any point in any given time because that's a Rife. It's never was funny ever. Who was a fan of that? Little kids, and the fact that she's out there and little kids I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't like Rachel Berry. What was number 1, Joffrey?
Number 1 is Joffrey, which obviously, yeah.
But number 2, I feel should have been number 1. Who is it? Is his name
Ramsay Bolton?
Ramsay Bolton.
What season? Was it towards the end?
No, it was the beginning seasons because I only watched it was the second season he really came in, and he was after Joffrey died, I think, right? He kind of came in. He was his scenes were, to me, those were worse. Joffrey was a little brat, but I feel his were worse. And I'm like, how is he not number one? His character was like, I couldn't watch it. Who's number 3?
Ezra Fitz from Pretty Little Liars is number 11. He is the teacher who was sleeping with the student. So I'm glad that he is on the list.
This might be a different list than I looked at, but it's kind of the same characters.
Caillou? Caillou is number 12?
Oh, that character, the baby.
The bald one.
Everyone hates that character. Why? I've never seen it. Everyone hates
I don't know anything about Caillou.
Caillou.
People hate him. Dora the Explorer is number 38, the 38 most hated.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what people
that
have
sounds personal. That's a little kid. Okay, a little kid trying to teach people Spanish.
The Teletubbies are 47 and Barney is 48 most hated.
Okay, this is a weird list. The other one I saw top 10, but
Like a lot of parents that
I know.
were forced to watch what their kids were watching and have trauma.
The angry people. Oh my gosh.
No, I think this is the same. Oh wait, maybe it is a different list.
Mine was like Rachel Berry was at the bottom, and there was no Will Schuester.
Okay, I still there's a different list from. Okay, yeah, but weird. Number 1 and 2 are the same.
Yeah, Joffrey and Ramsey. It's so weird,
Wow.
so wild. I know.
Will Schuester should be on that list though.
I love that Will Schuester was number 5 on the other list.
I know.
I mean,
Ranker has
Matthew
him.
Morrison. Wow, God, could you imagine being an actor that people just don't like for no reason? Like, I don't think he's had any problematic past, right? They just don't like him.
Oh yeah, like the actor himself. Yeah, people just hate
Matthew
Mr.
Morrison.
Schuester.
They just on TikTok we were on trigger warning Matthew Morrison. Like people were just like so hated him so much,
People like Mr.
and I'm like, that's awful. If you're not even a problematic person, you did nothing wrong. Like people are like, oh, cringe, like him in a boy band and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, he literally did nothing. And people just, I get it. It is someone that's just like unlikable. And it's like, God, to be that person that's just like unlike. It's like Rachel Zegler. Like it's just like, it sucks because it's like, you know?
Rachel Zegler always has to catch strays on this podcast.
Because it's like she is so talented too, but she's just so unlikable. And like I don't like that would suck to be that person where you're just trying hard not to be unlikable and you just are. Because she is so beautiful. She had that like little hood beige number on. I thought she was like gorge. But it's like, God, to have that personality where you also don't know that you're being unlikable. You don't know how to change it. Like Matthew Morrison can't change his face, you know? That's just his face. And people just want to hate you for it. And I'm like, God, that sucks.
The Rachel Zegler stands have been tagging me and things, so they're supportive and they really want you to have the 180. And I think I think you're not 180. I think you're 70. What's half 90? You're 90.
yeah. I'm a lateral.
We're almost slipping.
Obtuse. Yeah, I don't hate her, but I just think like objectively she's unlikable. That's it. You know, it's not like I hate this person. I want her to do well, but it's like, God, she really, and it's something that you can't change it. That's what I'm saying. I think she doesn't know.
She's very on Twitter. She's having a lot of fun with the Hunger Games fans, and she's like. She's feeding, like, she's posting a lot of cute little behind the scenes. She gave everyone on the Hunger Games, like, she hand wrote, like, everyone on the crew little thank you notes and gave them gifts. And everyone behind the scenes has been, like, saying a lot of sweet things about, like, not even her, like, everyone else behind the scenes.
It's a PR move. It's like everyone starts saying nice things about Rachel. Yeah. Like, okay, you say something nice about her. You say, because whenever that happens, you're like, okay, wait, someone's getting paid here.
I believe in her.
Okay. Yes.
And she's friends with Olivia Rodrigo. Like everything.
Oh my gosh, well, that's what it comes down to then.
She's friends with Hunter Schafer. All my faves are like them. Her. So you know Hunter Schafer, the Euphoria blonde girl.
Literally no idea.
Yes, you know Hunter Schafer.
I know Barbie. I know Zendaya. I know Sydney Sweeney.
You know, she's the one that was Jacob Elordi's dad in Euphoria. She was in the first episode. The blonde girl.
Jacob Elordi's dad?
Yes. You know Euphoria because you said you thought Jacob Elordi was gay in Euphoria.
And I can't even tell you his dad was in it. Like, I couldn't even tell you. Oh, no, his dad was Eric Dean. So who is she? Who's Hunter Schafer?
The blonde girl who slept with him in, like, the first 10 minutes.
She's a high schooler?
Yes. The little high school blonde girl riding the bike.
I don't remember. Literally. And I remember so much of this. I swear on everything I don't remember this person. You know me, I'd say, like, oh, yeah, that person. But do you remember? You watched the first 2 episodes of Euphoria. Oh.
See, Moses remembers.
Wait, you knew?
Yeah,
no, did you know? You knew that? Okay, well, wow, slay. Okay, I love her. I don't know.
Episodes we watched.
What else is she in?
The Hunger Games. That's it.
Okay. I don't know. How would I know her then? Just Euphoria.
Just Euphoria.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
slay.
I love Hunter Schafer. You would love her because she's just like a fashion, like, girly. Like, she's just so cute. She's so pretty that it's like.
Okay.
And
I love
like
a pretty girl.
unproblematic, so it's like impossible to not like Hunter Schafer.
We're on it. Hunter Schafer.
Come on the pod, Hunter.
Come on the pod. You know, I am a fan of anyone that wants to come on this podcast. If they come on the podcast, I become a fan of them.
Yeah,
like anyone who has the first time on a podcast, I research them and I'm like, I'm their biggest fan because I just spent a whole day prior to my interviews just like engulfing myself in it. And it's fun. I love getting to know people. So Hunter Schafer, she's in the Hunger Games?
Yes.
Did she die?
The new one. No, she's alive.
The whole game? I thought they all have to die.
She's not one of those. She's the president's I don't know. Why am I going to explain this? She's the president's cousin. But yeah.
Did you see? I keep seeing myself in Hunger Games meme. My
Yes,
phone's over
I saw
there.
your story.
They're like luxury,
District
weaponry.
1.
District 10 agriculture.
I'm hoping, I want everyone to make you and Hunger Games memes because then I feel like you would end up watching it just to understand the
I do
meme.
love those memes. I do love when they're like the host
When they make
and
it
it's
about
me.
you.
Yeah, it's like everything is just me. I was like, yes, I love that. That's my favorite thing. I think people did that like as Euphoria too, like me as different characters.
Oh,
in Euphoria.
yes, I remember that
And I was like, I'm
trend.
here for it. I love it.
Is that why you watch Euphoria, that first episode?
I think we just had nothing to watch. So I was like, we'll watch Euphoria. It's kind of like, well, maybe we'll watch Squid Games, but I feel like I won't like it. But yeah, Euphoria, everyone was just talking about it. It was all over TikTok, I think. So I was like, all right, let's watch it. And then there's like 2 episodes. I was like, no, it's so bad.
Another topic I saw in Spill Sesh, shout out.
Shout out Spill Sesh. Oh, she DM'd me. I need to DM her back.
She did like a weekly TCAP. I think that's what she calls them. And it was all pretty much like happy news. Like she talked about baby Elvis, and then she talked about Shane and Ryland moving back to LA.
I think Spill Sesh is a secret fan. I don't know if it's secret or not a secret.
She DM'd me once saying,
Yeah.
So,
she DM'd me too.
Yeah, she's sweet. I mean, even before that, I've liked her stuff, but
we love Spill Sesh for real. I love her, and I like her videos.
I do love her videos.
I love that she was a former TMZ. Like I loved all of it. People
journalist,
were like,
which makes sense because she does give journalism.
And she's like on it. She's quick.
Yeah,
she made money. She bought a house. She said from her videos.
Oh, did she really?
I think that's what she said in her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, work.
She was talking about like baby Elvis. She talked about Tana and Brooke, and then she also thought was interesting because I kind of forgot like Shane and Ryland are moving back to LA to have their twins.
Oh my god. Really?
Yeah. Wait. Oh. Yeah. They moving?
When they're pregnant? I didn't know. No, I mean, they, you know what I mean? No, wait. What? Wait. What happened?
They're moving back
to twins?
Yeah. Oh,
I didn't know this.
Wait, are you serious?
Tia.
Oh my god.
What? Where was their announcement? Did they make an announcement?
Yeah,
I did not know this.
Twins are moving back to LA.
Where's the announcement photo?
I don't know. I don't keep up with them that much.
How do they announce it? I love announcents. How did that happen? How did I miss it?
I think in a YouTube video, maybe on Ryland's channel. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know because probably Ryland's channel. I'm assuming.
All right, well, good for them. Happy for them.
But yeah, they're having twins, so they move back to LA, and then
wait, are the twins here?
No, they're not. They're almost here soon.
Like when?
I think within the next month.
Do
I
send a gift or no?
That's what I was trying to ask you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was trying to see that because I feel like before when they were in Montana, I think.
Why is everyone up in Montana? Isn't Jeffrey up there? Everyone's up there.
Jeffrey's in Wyoming.
Oh my God, what is the difference?
I know.
Montana, Wyoming.
I think they're in Montana.
Are these 2 separate states? I really thought they were like the same state. 2 separate states,
yes.
Oh my gosh, they morph into each other.
Yeah, when they were in Montana, I felt like they were just so like removed from like YouTube community. So I kind of like not in the shade, just kind of you kind of like forget because when they're not like intermingling, and they're just doing their own thing.
I literally forgot, not shady, literally forgot. Same. I was just like, wait.
Yeah.
When you said that, I was like, oh my God, it's like it triggered something. Like, wait, it like brought you back to a time in life, like Shane and Ryland. Like, whoa.
I know. Then I was thinking like, okay, they're about to have twins. You're having a baby in a few months, so it was like. What do you think? Do you think there's anything
They're real low key because like I didn't see their announcement anywhere. That's crazy. I mean, maybe they love that though. Maybe they obviously when you move to like Montana or wherever they went, obviously you go to be forgotten, I guess. Like I guess you go to be out of the spotlight.
Keep a low profile. Like
I think like Demi Moore did that. I think she moved to like Wyoming at some point to be out of the spotlight. Yeah. So I think like that's where you go when you want to be. So I guess they wanted to keep it low key, which is cute. I like that. I respect it.
I know they said.
I wonder if he's going to name it Chandler because he always said he was going to name his baby Chandler.
Oh, really?
I wonder if one of them are Chandler, especially now. He always said that he was going to name his babies Chandler.
Oh, that'd be.
Oh my God, that's
I don't
wild.
think they talked about baby names yet.
No.
So
okay.
As far as I know.
I wonder, especially now.
I feel like Spill Sesh would have put it in her video if they said names or like even gender or anything.
Yeah. You don't know gender?
I don't think so.
Okay, love. They're going to be surprised.
I mean, maybe they know, but they haven't announced it yet. I probably should have watched more of the video.
I know.
I didn't expect you to not know, so that's.
I'm shook.
I was expecting you to tell me.
I literally am like so shook right now. Good for them. I'm like I'm shook. Wow, everyone's having babies.
Yeah,
it's a baby boom happening right now.
That's what I was. So
we love it.
What do you think? Like, is there any reconciliation that can happen?
I love that you're asking me this, T. Yeah. I feel like you're a journalist right now. I feel like we're in Entertainment Tonight.
We're flipping.
I was like, no, Entertainment Tonight.
Tables.
Yes. You want this as your headline?
I feel like they would have to come. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't expect you to like make the first move or anything. But what if they came to you? I don't know. Just because also like parenthood, I feel like just changes everyone. So
definitely that. And I know for me, and I've gotten in trouble saying this before, like I forget so many things because it's like life now is so different. And so that doesn't take away like if I've like hurt somebody or like hurt their feelings or whatever. And like honestly, like I really have to think about the situation. Like I kind of know for me what was like the hurtful part that like where I was like, I'm over this friendship. But even when I think about that, I'm like, and maybe they perceive it a totally different way. Maybe they think that I really betrayed them or something. I don't know what it is. But it's like anything though. It's like even when I said, we can say it, it's whatever, it's fine, you know, whatever. Like when I said the thing about Jeffrey where I was like, I forgot, you know, it's like, you know, obviously I don't forget, but it's like, it's so not a part of my like life. And it's something that I don't even think about because it's like my life now and who I am now is so different. It's like the vlogs about like anything. It almost feels like, I think that's why I'm so comfortable talking about like anything like Shane or David or any stuff like that because it's so far removed from who I am now. So it's like this thing. And Shane, like oh my God, like I loved Shane so much. And obviously the aftermath of the falling out or whatever is hearing stuff. Oh, he talked about you, talk shit. And it's like, you know, when you're young and like, I don't doubt it, you know, I don't doubt it. It's like, you know, we would talk shit about people. So it makes sense that he would talk shit about me, whatever. But again, like, I think it changes you. One, age changes you so much, like just aging, you're just like, oh my God. When I think about all the time I've wasted, like making fun of people's like videos and stuff like that, like it was weird. It's weird energy to put out there because it was coming back to me. I don't know. It's all weird. I loved Shane. I think for me, that was like the hardest because also my thing that ended like our friendship, I guess you could say, it wasn't really necessarily to do with Shane directly. So it's kind of like, it was just hard to like lose that. Cause there's the one person I never talked about was Shane. The one person who I thought will be in my life forever is Shane. The one person I was like, this person has my back, who really has loved me through all my cancellations, was like there for me, told me like everything's gonna be okay, was the first guest on my first solo podcast. Like just anytime I needed him in a vlog or anything, like he would like show up. So it's like that was like such a hard friendship. And I do think about this. I think about this a lot. And maybe not like all the time now, but it was for a minute where I was like, oh, if he emailed me, like around the wedding or something like that, I thought, oh, should I invite him and stuff like that? Because it's like he was such a big part of my life. But I feel like too much time has passed, if that makes sense. Like too much has shifted. Everything has changed. And because my life is on such a good trajectory now, it's like, do I go back? Do they want that? Do you know what I mean? There's toxic, you know, there's toxicity that was happened in the past. Can you truly forget it and move on? I know like I could, but being an overthinker, I would just think like, oh, maybe they can't, maybe they still have some sort of resentment towards me. Maybe they still look at me side eye. But I know for me, I literally could move past anything. Jeffree Star could sit here and like, I would be fine. Like I would be fine. You know what I mean? Like there's certain things I don't forgive for sure. Certain people in my life, and I either just don't talk about them or like just cut it out completely. You know what I mean? So like if I talk about someone, I move past it. It's not something so, there was no lives ruined over it. You know, if there was, I just don't talk about that person, whatever. But yeah, but I think it's just like we're on such different paths. Like so too much time has passed. I don't know. It is weird. I always just think too, like if you see, because they do live close. We live close to each other. If they're moving back to the same house, I actually don't know. This was years ago. Yeah. They are. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay, so they kept the house. Okay, bougie. Okay, ballin', flex. They have two houses.
They have them both. Yeah.
Okay, so I always think about that because it's like we especially we go to the area all the time to eat and stuff like that. So I was like, oh my God, that'd be like, do you just like hide if you see something? Like I always think, and I never. It's weird. They always say LA's a small town. I never run into anybody that I know, which is like crazy. People, I know you do. Like a word I tell, I never run into. I guess I don't leave my house, but I always think about that. I'm like, do you say hi? Do you whatever? But yeah, it's I would love to. And I like, oh God. And I think when they have those babies, like they'll change so much where I feel like, again, for me, and I like as being a mom, it's like literally nothing else in my path. Like nothing matters. Like I don't care about anything. I don't care. Like, you know, but I know I've changed so much. So it's like, would we even be friends? You know, would we even be, because I'm sure they've changed, like, especially if they're in like Montana or something. It's like, you know, they're probably, I don't know. Montana seems kind of like the equivalent, like the state equivalent of like conversion therapy. It feels like you go there to just be like changed, not gay, but just changed. You know what I mean? Like we're just gonna, so, and maybe they seem so low key. I never hear anything again. They're not, I never hear anything about them. So maybe they're like living their best life and they love it that way. Cause I know Shane always kind of wanted to maybe not be in the spotlight. Like he always wanted to like direct or something like that. So to answer your question, I don't know. Also, when you have, the other thing is when you have babies close in age, sometimes you're just like, oh, it'd be like a cute, because we struggle to find a play date. Yeah. So the friends we do have that have babies, we're like become closer than ever. You know what I mean? And I think that's why I became friends with like Ro so quickly, because her sister Molly, our kids are like a month apart. And so I think you just become closer because it's for your kids. So I don't know. It's hard. If it was like perfect world, everyone could be forgiven. I know I've forgiven. If everyone's like, okay, like that was a long time ago, like everything's forgiven. Yes, because I would, oh my gosh, like especially seeing someone in their like parent era is so beautiful. And like, especially The first year they say is the toughest, and I totally agree because now that she's over a year, oh my God, now she's just like fun, chill. It's like she has a personality. The first year is tough, but there's so much change that's happening, and it's just so like I'm excited to have another baby just so I can enjoy it more because it's like it goes by so fast. But in the moment, you think like, oh my God, it's gonna last forever. So I think just seeing someone like with their new babies and stuff is such a beautiful thing, and I think I know they'll be good parents. And Shane is people always come for him for like calling himself an empath, but he is very like empathetic. He's very like has sympathy for a lot of people. So I don't know. I would be open to it if they come on the Gestures podcast. Just kidding. I would be open to it. Like even Drew, when he's just like, I just want to, if we could just have like lunch first. I love that. I love the idea of it. And me and Drew never had like a falling out, but
I love Drew.
There's something I love Drew. He's our most requested
number one
guest.
dream guest.
He's the dream guest.
He's my dream guest.
He's the dream guest. His sister Lily, tell him, come on, because like I told him, I'm like, you can edit anything you want.
Literally, we'll give you the episode.
You will give you the episode. Edit yourself. I don't, whatever you need. Like because he's so entertaining, and it's like I told him like, there doesn't even be about drama. It doesn't be a shame about anyone. Like it's just like people want to know about you, and he's so fascinating. So yeah,
Like I said, I haven't like really kept up with them. So seeing that they're back in the old house, having babies around the same time as you, all of a sudden I was like, wait.
Oh my God, we in 2018? Or that's even before. Like Shane was like 2017, like, and we used to spend like every weekend together, like everything. Like it was just, it's so crazy. So I think 2017, because I met David was like 2018, and then like Shane and I just weren't close after that, like 2019 and stuff. So during the pandemic, I guess we saw them a lot more. We did see them quite a bit, like in 2020. I'm shocked. I'm shook right now. I was like, oh my God, they're going to be parents. Like, I'm still the mentality that everyone's like 16 years old. So I was like, oh my God, are they even?
I know.
But, we're like old to be parents. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see the shift, like once the babies are here. Because I know that like, I feel like what I've seen in like in this like spill session videos and stuff, they do have a lot of like the same like mannerisms and like senses of humor and stuff. So and yours was so like different post Malibu, so I'm interested to see like that like maturity and like how they like look at life differently and stuff. Like looking at your old videos versus now is so
crazy
wild. Like I see random like old clips of you on TikTok and stuff. They make everything sounds and memes, and I'm like, I forgot Trisha was like this.
Same. Oh my God. Sometimes I'm like embarrassed. I'm like, oh my God, like it's embarrassed. Like it is. That's why YouTube can be like a blessing and a curse. Because sometimes I'm like, that's so embarrassing. And sometimes it's like endearing, but like some of the ones where I'm like crying and I'm just like, oh my God, like what? Like I would never do that now, like putting out all my emotions on the internet. It's like totally fine if you want to do that and stuff like that. But it's just like, wow, I like couldn't keep it together. It's very weird. Or just the yelling and the aggression but what I noticed in my eyes was always just like, I was always just really sad. And that's what I like always reiterate. It's just like, I was just sad. I was just like lonely. I just never had someone. I was just always sad. So I think that was like more than anything. So like, I think the anger and all that stuff like that came from that if I'm like psychoanalyzing myself. But it's crazy. And I always think, oh, like I didn't change that much having a kid and stuff like that. But like, it just does. I don't know what it does. I think it's just like, because nothing matters and nothing is that serious. And that's why I like doing this, because it's like nothing's that serious unless it is serious. And then it just like really tugs at you even more and you feel some type of way. So also just age. I mean, aging also, whether you have a baby or not, just age changes you. Yeah. Like in your 30s, you're just like, okay, like that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, even for me, there's like a shift. Once I hit like 30, all of a sudden, like, and you don't notice it at first, but then like the way you approach life is just very different. Like your priorities are very different. Like it is wild.
You're not like competing. Like, I don't know. Like I feel like you're always in like competition with somebody when you're young, whether it's for boys or a job or something like, I don't know. That's why I always tell people on my cameos. So like, whenever I give advice, I always say like, especially when they're young, like 21, 20, I'm like, don't like worry. Like people are like, oh, she just got broken up with at 20. And I'll be like, don't sweat that stuff. Don't worry about stuff. Because it literally like works out. Like, I don't know how else to tell people that. Like, it just works itself out. And it truly does. Like the way it's meant to be will work out for you. Like, that's it. I don't know. There's literally no way to explain it. I think that's why I'm so grateful for being a mess on the internet, because I feel like that's like the only thing I can like kind of inspire people by is like, it just works out. Like it will work out for you. I don't know how to explain it because I don't know how it worked out for me, but it just does, So I don't know. That's wild. That's so cool. Oh my God, I need to catch up on people having babies. That's so crazy.
I think they're like a month or two out from the twins, so it's like pretty soon.
So maybe they're just keeping it offline. Maybe they're not like talking about it or something like that.
I think they're doing vlogs about it. They're preparing for it.
Do you think? Because
they're
it's
like
always
baby-proofing their house and stuff.
Oh wow, okay. Well, they got a lot of time before they got baby-proof. I mean, that's good for them, like prepare. We over-prepared too. That's like one thing with this next baby. I was just like, oh, we just need like a DACA in the bottle. You know what I mean? Like the first baby, we bought like every single thing, and he's like none of it. But I guess that's part of the journey. Part of the journey. And it is so exciting. That first like baby is. I mean, they got two. Oh my God, twins. Oh, that sounds I love the idea. I like really wanted to be pregnant with twins, but they're always on like different, like, I don't know, maybe they're not like feeding schedules, changing their diapers.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, 2 is so. I don't know how anyone would do it.
They
Twins is so.
You
hard.
have to have help. If I had twins, we'd have to have help.
I think they said they were getting help.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were like, I think they're already planning because like Shane is more like nocturnal, I guess, and Ryland is more daytime. So like they're already like planning their shifts. But they said they would have help too. But and that's why they moved back is so they have like more access to like their Shane's family and then also like nannies and stuff. So
it's very difficult. I give it to Moses. He's super parent over here because a lot of people get night nurses. This thing out here, I think Riley was talking about having a night nurse too. She was saying like, I didn't even know this was a thing, but 100% if I did not have Moses, if I didn't have a husband that want to wake up, I'd get a night nurse where they like wake up with the baby and stuff like that. That way you can get your sleep and stuff like that. But Moses is a super parent. He doesn't even want a night nurse for the second one. I was like, you're going to have this so many babies and I'm a baby. There's 3 babies he has to take care of. So I was just like, this is a lot.
But now it's going to be even easier because kind of know how to do it. You know what I mean? Make it easier to do it.
You're so confident. He's so confident. Every TikTok I see is like 1 to 2 is disaster. And everyone's like, oh my God, the second one's going to be wild and it's going to test you. And it's like, that's why getting twins out of the way is kind of smart. You get 2, get them out of the way and stuff like that. They grow up together. I like the idea. I like the idea of twins. That's cool. I wonder, do they choose it or?
I don't know.
You know nothing. Okay, I love it. I wonder if they show, the whole influencer thing. Influencers are like, we will never show our baby. And then there's influencers who does. I wonder if they're going to show the babies or not.
I know. I think Ryland vlogs a lot. I don't know if it's every day, but a lot. So I feel like they probably would, but I don't know. I guess we'll see.
That's always my like pet peeve is when influencers like judge others for showing their baby or not showing most people do it. No, it's people who don't show their baby usually judge people for showing their baby. It's rarely the other way around. Oh man, baby boom is upon us. Everyone is pregnant. Everyone is having babies. Paris Hilton had a baby. It's super exciting. It is super exciting. It's so weird. I'm pregnant. And I'm just like, I want to be pregnant again. And we say 2, but I'm like, and it probably will be 2 because it's going to be a lot. But you see people have it is a weird thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm pregnant right now or whatever. But it's a weird thing. You see people pregnant like when I wasn't. I just wanted to be pregnant so bad because you just see everyone else and it's just like, God, it's so exciting. You remember how exciting it was. So I feel like I'm just going to always want to be pregnant because I'll be like, okay, next. And I love being pregnant. It's such a fun time. It's so fun to go to the doctors and seeing all stuff like that. But I'm scared I'm going to keep wanting to be pregnant forever. I'll just be like, okay, let's have another one. I don't know. Well, I think we're done with 2. I think that's where we're at, but you just never know. All right, guys, this has been another episode of Just Trish with my co-hosts Oscar and my husband Moses and my co-host, the audience, just being Wendy Williams over here. We love you guys. Nothing's too serious. Remember, it's Just Trish. Is that the tagline? Was that the right one? No, what was the tagline?
I kind of like that, though.
What's yours?
It's not personal. It's Just Trish, but it's not serious.
Okay.
It's Just Trish. It also works.
It's not serious?
Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah.
It's not personal. It's just Trish. Bye.